We have a game day here in Philadelphia. Well, technically out west. Eagles going to L.A. to take on the Chargers. And Johnny, my God, do I need to see at least a win? I'm not even asking for a 50-point offensive performance. I just need to see them go out there and win so they can stop this losing streak. Good morning, and I hope you had a wonderful weekend.
Hope you had a wonderful weekend, too. Hope your dad had a good birthday.
Yep.
Understand you guys had a spectacular event Saturday down at Yards.
Yes, we did. It was a good time.
Which was awesome. Had a fun day down the Flyers yesterday. Met a lot of our listeners down at the Flyers yesterday.
The barn.
Which was a great, great time. They played really, really well.
Yes, they did.
It was a good weekend. And I heard that the Eagles were going to be icy white tonight. That was what I heard. So I decided to find something in the dark this morning that was, as white as I could wear.
Well, that's a nice looking sweatshirt.
Almost whiter than me. So I said, let's go exciting whites.
The complete opposite.
Let's go exciting whites today. So I went sort of white with just a trim of green.
And Connor's got the Kelly green. So we're hitting all colors right now when it comes to the Eagles uniform package. All right, tonight's a must-win game, period. Show's over. I'll see you guys tomorrow after the game. And it's not for me, John.
Okay.
It's for them. I mean, at this point, there's been too much drama, as we know. The last 2 weeks have been freaking miserable around here. There have been some more honest quotes from people with Inside NovaCare on the record.
Oh,
quotes.
yeah, they're on, finally.
We'll tell you what Saquon Barkley had to say later on, 10 minutes from now here in the 6 o'clock hour. We got the positivity bunny being blown up inside NovaCare. It's at a point now where they need to just win a football game. Forget the offense needing to look good. I can bitch about it tomorrow. If the Eagles go out there and win 3-0, I can come on the air tomorrow and say, oh, my God, they still can't figure out how to get the ball downfield and score points. But for them, they just need a freaking win. Because if they lose 3 straight games, if they fall to 8-5 and keep the very, very, very little chances of the Cowboys alive, or even start thinking about, man, we're losing the 1 seed, which they might need because nobody's healthy on this football team, and it is still kind of there for the taking, they need to get a win tonight. Mathematically, playoff-wise, no, it's not a must-win game. But for the sake of their sanity and our sanity collectively, they need to win tonight, John.
Can I tell you, Johnny Big Mouth, who was one of the ones who waved the flag and said that I thought the 1 seed was in the bag around 4 weeks ago after the Detroit game. I'm doing the math, and I don't see the 1 seed being alive anymore. Now the only thing I see alive is the 2 seed. Okay. I'd love to think that the 1 seed's still alive. I don't see it. Not unless we get some. Well, first off, I think to get the 1 seed, you have to sweep. So
sure.
Tonight, let's just do what's in front of us. Win tonight, right? Just go to L.A., win tonight. You're already there. Win tonight. Take care of that business. We'll worry about everything else that is in our path. It looks like the Raiders and the 2 Commander games should be games if you think you're going to do anything in January, that you should be able to take care of. So there's 3 wins. If you can get tonight's, then all you're worried about is could you go win at Buffalo?
Yeah, last week when we were talking about our fate for the Eagles the remainder of the season, I said 3-2 at worst. That is down as I am. You know how down I am with this team.
I said I thought they'd be 4-1.
3-2 is at worst for the Eagles because of the schedule ahead of them. And 3-2, to your point, will not get you the 1 seed.
No, I don't think 4-1's going to get you the 1 seed.
Right, you're going to need the Rams to lose 2 of their next 4 games. Doable with the Lions and Seahawks, but are they going to lose back-to-back weeks? I just don't see it.
If the Lions don't cooperate this week, I think the 1 seed is over.
Yep.
And then you just are hoping, but we have a lot of rooting interest. We can get into that later in the week. We have a lot of rooting interest. We got something to worry about tonight. We got a game that we have to worry about tonight, and there is a lot to be concerned about tonight going into this game.
Yeah, I mean, look,
a lot to be worried about.
The Chargers are also 8-4. It's kind of like last week when I asked the question, if the Bears aren't real, then who are the Eagles? I'm sure there's a lot of people that are saying the same thing.
I'm glad I missed that show because but I could have learned something that day.
Yeah, you could have.
I didn't learn anything.
I can almost say the exact same thing about this week, right? Because I think people are wondering how real the Chargers are because they have all the injuries to their offensive linemen. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
They're right. Their quarterback is playing below what a lot of people expect. Sound familiar? Their defense has won them a lot of games this year. Can they keep that up?
Their defense is really strong.
Sound familiar? Like everything that you say about the Los Angeles Chargers, their flaws, their strengths, their questions, what's real, what's not, you can say the exact same thing, copy paste Eagles. It's the exact same thing. Ground game is what they want to get going. It's the exact same situation.
Yeah, here's the only difference. And this is where I had promise for tonight, and this is again where maybe I'm having misplaced promise, is that there's one difference. There is a team with no pedigree in Los Angeles, and there is a team with complete pedigree that checked in to the lows yesterday. So there's one team that has pedigree. There's one team that doesn't. And the team with pedigree is the Eagles. Show it tonight. Show it.
Pedigree's done nothing for me the last 2 weeks.
No, it hasn't. You're absolutely correct. It has not. But to me,
last week, again, I'm sorry to keep on bringing it up. That Bears game was like, it impacted me big time because that was a gut check. You're at home, short week, a lot of questions about the Eagles after the 2 wins in Lambeau and against the Lions. They lose to the Cowboys, but you go, you know what? Beat the Bears on your home turf and get going. You're playing a bad Bears defense, get the offense going, and they did nothing. Like that game killed me.
I got asked by Cody in the parking lot yesterday.
What up, Cody?
Cody in F1 yesterday, not Formula One. F1 at the parking lot yesterday down at the Exmo, going into the Flyers. He said yesterday, what was the worst loss? And he wanted to actually know what you guys thought because he didn't agree with my answer.
Bears killed me.
Was the Bears loss worse than the 49ers loss in 2023?
No.
I agree with you. Now, that was my answer. He says the Bears loss is worse because we're the Super Bowl champs and we let it happen to us and we got punched in the mouth by the Bears.
But you didn't get your teeth kicked in. You looked worse than you ever should with the talent you have, but you weren't out of that football game.
And that's what I said. That is my answer. So Cody, he said he'd be listening this morning. Cody works outside, too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dude, sorry about it, man.
God bless you.
God bless him. You know what he was doing yesterday? He says he works outside. He works outside every day in the bad things. You know what he was doing yesterday? Him and his buddies were drinking beers out of the back of their car in the freezing cold.
Well, it's because they're used to it.
So he goes, man, I have to work outside every day in this.
Connor, when it comes to sanity, obviously not mathematics, but is this a must-win game for the Philadelphia Eagles tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. You can't drop 3 straight. You can't do it. With the other teams doing what they're doing around the NFC, and the Packers win, and the Bears are still a bit of a problem. 49ers have a bit of a path. The NFC West is strong. We're trying to figure out if you're still a viable playoff team. And if you can't go into L.A. and beat a team whose quarterback, I know is his non-throwing hand, literally had hand surgery last week, what are we doing?
Wait a minute. Did you say the Bears are still a little bit of a problem?
Yeah.
I think the Bears are a lot of a problem. You watch Bears-Packers yesterday?
They fought hard. I thought the Packers were going to win that game handily, but they
That was a great game yesterday.
It went down to the wire.
That was a great game yesterday, and the Bears looked like a team in the first half at one point that were about to get smoked. And they battled hard, man, and they remind me running the football of the 2022 and 2024 Eagles. They run the ball relentlessly, fearlessly. They line up in passing situations and run the football.
Who does the 2025 Eagles rushing offense remind you of?
The 23 Eagles.
I'm not sure. Maybe Marple Newtown?
Yeah, that's what I was
I'm not sure. I haven't seen their rushing attack this year. I don't want to give them
respect to the 2023 Eagles, Connor.
I haven't seen their rushing attack.
No,
all due respect to Marple Newtown.
The DeMarco Murray Eagles. Let's go with that.
That could be.
That's a good one.
By the way, and then DeMarco Murray left here and ran the ball again.
Yep.
Bastard.
Coming up next, have we made too much of the drama? Ah, the media. You guys
the media.
You guys always blow it out of proportion.
Yeah, the media.
Well, one star player told the media that the vibes are awful. We'll tell you who. We'll tell you exactly what they said on this must-win Monday.
Listen to you.
Guys, they better freaking do it. You think I'm down now? Could you imagine if they lost to the Chargers?
Oh, I swear
who
to
aren't
you.
real, and they have all these injuries. They're the same team.
I got a scratchy throat already. Wait a minute.
It is Kincade Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic. shout out to everybody that attended the pop-up hangout at Yards on Saturday. It was a lot of fun. I see our man Mopar in the YouTube chat. Finally got to meet him in person on Saturday.
Did he pull the boat right up front?
No, he did not.
So he didn't?
No, not enough room on 5th and Spring Garden to bring.
That's
bring,
close
bring
to the
boat
waterfront,
up.
though. I mean, you could get that down there.
Yeah, you probably could do that. But no, it was a lot of fun hanging out with people on Saturday. It was a
awesome.
blast. I know you saw a lot of people on Sunday, so we were busy
That's
this
awesome.
weekend, Johnny.
That's awesome.
And now we don't get to sleep tonight because the Eagles play the Chargers in L.A. Monday Night Football. They're the exact same team. Try to prove me wrong.
No, they're not. They're not.
One's got pedigree.
I can prove you wrong right away. One team wins consistently when they get to the postseason. One team does. One team has never done it.
I meant more so the 2025 versions of
both
both teams,
people in that locker room. They walk in the locker room tonight. And I know that this year's been frustrating as hell. And Andrew, I get your point. But when the Chargers walk in the locker room tonight, they know they have no point of reference of winning a big game. They have no point of reference of finding a way to go win games in January.
Okay.
Go win things. The Eagles have every point of reference to be able to do that. So tonight is one. Show me.
Okay.
Stop talking about it and show me.
Right.
Because all they're doing is talking.
Well,
Show me.
Finally, somebody spoke the truth.
Oh, they did. Oh, he did. And by the way, I wonder how popular it was.
I understand. Look, I do the whole the media thing as a joke, right? Because it's funny. To me.
Oh, yeah, it is fine.
We're to blame.
Big bad media.
We're the blame for things. I saw.
We created this stuff.
I saw somebody create a graphic, and it was Hurts and like two other members of the Eagles in capes, like superhero capes.
Oh, really?
And at the bottom, it was just F the media.
Oh, that's
and
good.
I was just like, that's hilarious. Like I find that funny. Like
Now,
I
the
don't
thing
get
is-
offended. I find that
Okay,
hilarious.
now the funny thing is, though, is it Hurts in a cape and A.J. Brown in a cape?
I forget who the other two
Because
Eagles were.
aren't there movies where, like, Batman fights Superman?
Yes, that is a movie.
Because that's a real storyline, whether you want to hear it or not.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a media creation.
So
That's a real storyline.
So Saquon Barkley spoke to the media.
He did.
So you can blame the media for Saquon's
Because they
quotes
listened
getting
to
out.
him.
This was Saquon Barkley at the end of last week, or it might have been over the weekend.
No, it was over
the weekend. During game, being asked about the energy on the sideline.
I think the energy has been on the sidelines. So, during games? Yeah. Honestly, I think it's been awful. I don't think that's like piggyback to anybody, if we're being honest. We'll all agree on that. The most important, I think, the energy throughout the in practice and walk through meetings been great. Now we got to carry that to game day. So all the stuff has been great. Now we got to make sure that on game day the energy's high, we execute, we make plays. The rest should take care of itself.
Which one of the media members is on a ventilator?
Dude,
Someone sprinted in there to get that cut.
all I'm saying, Connor will understand this. I don't know if Liv was ever a Hey Arnold person.
I remember Hey Arnold.
But if you watched Hey Arnold, there was a kid, Brainy, with the big glasses that would breathe behind Helga. That freaked me out, man. I felt like Brainy was behind me during that clip.
Dude.
That wasn't the point of the audio, I promise.
Okay.
The point of the audio was Saquon Barkley talking about how the energy on the sidelines during games has been awful.
So this is what I pointed out the other day, and I would like to thank the 4 or 5 people who the other day after Hard Knocks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I must have watched a different Hard Knocks episode. I thought the energy on the sidelines was great. I thought it was great. I don't know what you're looking at. Well, listen to Saquon. He told you the truth. You may not want to hear the truth, or as Jack Nicholson once said, you can't handle the truth. The energy on the sideline sucks. It's terrible. They are a team that doesn't have good juju right now.
And that's why I'm
And they're
claiming
telling you
today,
it.
must-win game.
I like your message.
It's not for me. It's not for you, John. It's not for Connor. It's not how it looks. They just need to freaking win because we hear it all the time that winning is the best deodorant, right? And sometimes deodorant's not enough. Like sometimes you need the full-blown shower. The deodorant might get you by when you're walking to the grocery store and getting back home.
Have you ever seen Connor's Phillies shirt?
But, deodorant could at least heal some things for a week. And right now, they need anything. We got a freaking positivity rabbit blown up inside NovaCare. All right?
They're
a
admitting-
positivity rabbit.
They're sending you the message that, and thank you, by the way, thank you, Saquon Barkley. And again, it's a crass expression, but thank you for not peeing on our legs and tell us it's raining. Thank you for acknowledging what everybody can see with their own eyes, that this team has some bad juju going on. And if the fans can't figure out where it's coming from, if they can't figure out that there's frustration with their own leadership, they're missing the message. They're missing the message.
And look, I know that may sound alarming, but I would rather hear that.
And they're frustrated with themselves,
right.
too.
I would rather hear that than BG in 2023 continuously saying
nothing's wrong.
This is just a
Yeah,
storm.
nothing's wrong.
Just a mini storm. We got to get through it. Like, I would rather hear that from Saquon, even though it might sound alarming. It's the honesty thing, right? Like, I'd rather you be honest with me and say, look, the energy's bad. All right, then fix it. And it starts with a win tonight against the Chargers. That's why I'm calling it a must-win game, and I don't care what the spread is. I don't care how it looks. They need a freaking win. I'll bitch tomorrow if it looks bad. But for them, they need to win this football.
It's another example, and it's just example 5,000, where I say to Connor all the time, it's not hard to answer a question honestly.
Yeah.
It's not hard to just say, we know what's going on, guys. Just tell us honestly.
Coming up next, will the offense finally look different tonight? Well, you heard Saquon Barkley just now talk about how the energy was awful. What about a report from NovaCare that apparently they changed their game planning strategy? They're actually spending time on it. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic. 626 here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5 The Fanatic, and it is a must-win Monday presented to us by the local Bryant Home Comfort Team. Visit nopayBryant.com to keep your HVAC in the starting lineup. Don't do it for me. Do it for yourself.
All right,
damn it.
must-win means for you. You've already said that you don't think they can go to the Super Bowl?
No.
Okay, so that's what you're thinking. So what does the must-win mean for you?
Just so that, like, they can remind themselves that they can win football
See, I
games.
still think they can go to the Super Bowl.
I can't live through another collapse and then they go out in the first round of the playoffs and look like they don't want to be there.
Okay, I
And
got
that's
you.
exactly what I saw 2 years ago. I saw a team that
was
did not
so
want to.
bad.
That did not want to travel to Tampa.
They didn't want to be there.
That did not want to play that game. I saw guys make business decisions. I saw guys miss tackles, almost what seemed to be on purpose because they just wanted to go home and not hurt.
I would agree with you.
That's what I saw,
And,
I think he's a safety for the Chicago Bears now.
Yeah,
and
I
that's
think
not
so.
Chauncey
What a
Gardner-Johnson.
son of! I swear to you. And every time I see that,
Yeah. Anytime I see Byard, I'm like,
I see him make a play, and I
go
go,
back and
well,
watch
by the
that
way,
game.
What was he like? One of the best in the NFL this year?
yeah.
And I'm like,
Just go back and watch that playoff game.
he literally mailed that game in.
Horrible.
By the way, Troy Aikman called that out.
Yeah.
He called it out on the game,
I'm glad that he did.
which I'm sure makes it popular when they have to do a game together.
You know what's really funny? We just played you that quote from Saquon Barkley about admitting that the energy on the sideline sucks. Tim McManus, who you're about to hear from, just dropped an article. Does Saquon still have it? Like that's his Monday morning article.
Okay.
Here's a quote from Jordan Mailata in the very beginning about Saquon. He's got the best energy, man. Best energy, best juice, best vibes. He's so positive even when it's raining. He's got
Right.
the umbrella out for everybody. Such a special teammate he is. I love that man. I love that guy. And that was right after we played the clip where Saquon's like, yeah, dude, the energy sucks.
You know why
around
he
here."
was the one to tell us? You know why he was the one to tell us
He's
the
the
truth?
leader.
No, well, that's one thing.
That's one thing.
But I think he was also pissed off.
Sure.
I think he's pissed off. I think he's pissed being in that locker room with some malcontents, some people who are Debbie Downers, some people who are energy vampires, who literally are attempting to drag down the team for their own personal agendas. And I think he's pissed about it. And he's going to call it out. And I know from some of the commentary, I don't think he's thrilled with some of the plan, too. That he would love to see some of the
Is
plan.
anybody thrilled with the plan?
No, the plan's
The
terrible.
plan has sucked. And so the plan
It's
is
awful.
now finally going to change? Question mark?
Really? How?
Well, it was
Explain to us.
reported this weekend. I mentioned Tim McManus. You'll hear from him because he actually did a video for ESPN.com. Tim McManus had the nugget that Nick Sirianni will be more involved in the game planning. Now, if you remember, this was kind of the first step to the Desai stuff 2 years ago. Now, we're not saying it's going to be the exact same result, but the first step to the Desai stuff was it was more of a collective game planning. And then Desai lost. He lost third down play calling duties, which is just so weird.
I've never heard of that in my life.
It's the weirdest thing in the world. Like, this play worked on first and second down, but no.
right, third down, now I
I'm
take
the
over.
one that calls third down. But it was sort of the first step toward the weirdness that transpired in 2023. So Nick Sirianni was more involved. This was Tim McManus explaining his report from over the weekend.
Well, an interesting development here with the Eagles. I've been told by multiple team sources that head coach Nick Sirianni has increased his involvement with the offense this week, heading into Monday night's game against the Chargers. The offense has had a tough time getting going this year. 15.5 points per game over the last 4 games. They've dropped 2 straight. They're down in most major statistical categories, and they need a jolt. And the way that Sirianni's role is right now, he's that CEO coach that can go from one place to another depending on what needs to be addressed at that time and in that moment. He's an offensive mind, and right now the offense needs a little bit of help. So Kevin Patullo, first-year offensive coordinator, he remains the play caller, and they remain confident in him. But Sirianni's starting to get a little bit more active in that area. Pretty interesting.
Tim McManus on his dune buggy reporting. That's how he
Yes.
gets around. That's how he gets around the NovaCare
No,
facility.
he was outside of NovaCare. The dune
He goes on
buggies
the dune buggy,
No, they were
drives
going
around.
up and down Broad.
He was loving that.
Question for you guys, and I'm dead serious. Like, I'm not trying to be Mr. Funny Guy over here.
Because you're not that far.
I'm not. What was he doing beforehand?
That's what I don't. But I don't.
With all due respect to Tim's report, I love Tim.
I don't want to step on my buddy's shoes.
Like, was
I don't want to step on my buddy's toes because I told everybody in Philadelphia that this was the guy that was competent enough to do this job. So if I step in and players start talking about it,
yeah.
then it looks like I'm panicking, and it looks like I hired the wrong guy.
But what,
that's exactly what he's doing.
What was the first 12 weeks? Like
That's exactly what he's doing, though.
So was Nick just like
Yes.
hanging out?
Yes.
Like
No, I'm sure he was observing, but I'm sure he was saying, if I step in here or if I make the move to start involving myself, then the message is going to be to the players, I'm panicking, I'm blinking, this guy's not in charge.
Like to me,
I guarantee it.
To me, the worst thing is that he's doing this now. Like
Why?
What took so long?
Well,
like you
here-
went.
no.
What I'm getting out of this, and I know it's a very simplistic way of looking at it, because I don't believe that Nick Sirianni was just down the hall during offensive meetings. I imagine that he was
No,
involved.
he was,
right?
absolutely was.
But it took this long for you to say, all right, maybe this guy that nobody hired to be an offensive coordinator for 18 years just isn't going to cut it. Or is he just trying to soften the blow if it continues to go downhill? Like
No.
I don't know what I don't know what the end goal of this is.
Okay, well, here's why it took so long. Because it's Pandora's box. You cannot go the opposite direction once you start doing this.
How the lines look the last couple of weeks.
Great. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's not a guarantee that Nick Sirianni does more with this offense and they get better. He has not been a good offensive play caller in his time in Philadelphia.
Could it look worse, though, Connor?
No,
Honestly?
I mean, no, but my point is this. Once you take responsibilities away, you don't then give them back. Even if the offense does somehow look worse with Nick Sirianni more involved, you don't go, okay, more Kevin Patullo now. Once you take the responsibilities, you cannot give them back. So you got to be absolutely sure and err on the side of waiting too long rather than jumping the gun.
But he's not. The thing is, though, he's
taking
not
anything
taking
away.
responsibilities away. He's
more
just
involved.
collaborating.
Well,
This should have been going on all along.
And I imagine that it has been. Like I can't
Well-
imagine that Nick Sirianni gave Kevin Patullo full control. Like Vic Fangio has full control of the defense.
Vic
right?
Fangio.
Right.
If you saw Hard Knocks in Miami, Vic Fangio told little nerd boy McDaniel,
Yeah.
like one time, like sort of jokingly, but
also kinda
like
sorta
get out of
serious.
get out of my meeting.
Yeah.
Like I don't need you in
Like
here.
Vic Fangio, is the head coach of the defense. It's like the Jim Schwartz,
Yes.
Doug Peterson
Yes.
days, right?
Yes.
Where Doug
And
was
there's
head
nothing
coach.
wrong with that.
But Jim Schwartz ran the defense. You mean to tell me that Kevin Patullo is the head coach of the offense? I can't believe that to be the case. I can't. Now, that report came out on Saturday.
Yeah, that was Saturday.
Then
Came out.
yesterday, Jay Glazer, during the Fox NFL Sunday pregame stuff, sort of expanded on the report. Quote, he was more involved this week, at least in the team meetings. But I think they're also trying to be more of a collective idea. I know some players came to him and Patullo with some play ideas, actually. So I think they said, hey, let's try to come together and try and fix our offensive woes. Much like last year, where the offensive line had to go, hey, Nick, can we run the football? Like, we got this offensive line that's healthy. And, we got a really good running back that didn't have 400 touches the previous season. Maybe we should run the football. Do I believe that's the exact same meeting they had yesterday or over the weekend? No, I don't think that they just went into the office and said, let's run the football more. But it's reached a point now where players are apparently saying, can we try some things differently?
Well, it's exactly what I said before, and I thank the one of our listeners who sent me the memes over the weekend of Edward Scissorhands, because it is the truth. I believe Nick Sirianni and his staff don't have offensive staff, don't have a feel for the game at all. They have no feel for the game. And when he had a competent offensive coordinator in 2022, 2024, they ran things competently. He doesn't, and so they don't know what to do. And Nick Sirianni told us when he took the play calling, what he was, I believe, forced to do it, take the play calling away from himself in 2022. He said in 2021, I'm not good at play calling. Like, he's not good at it. And I admire the fact that he can tell us the truth, but things aren't good right now.
MBD in our YouTube chat. What was he doing the last 3 months? He answering emails? Was he at the smoothie bar with Big Dom? What the hell are you doing, Nick?
Well, Big Dom gets credit for everything.
I can't. He probably leaked the report. I just can't.
Ding, ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding,
I
ding,
just
ding.
can't believe we're really here where it's.
Yes, you can.
Nick Sirianni has to get involved. Wow, I'm glad that you finally realized that Ken Patullo is
more involved.
More involved, yeah.
We don't know what the sliding scale of involvement is.
All right, so coming up next, we'll check our text line. Do you agree that this is a must-win game? If you say no, I honestly don't know what you're thinking, but we could talk about it.
Or you're the most patient person in the world.
610-632-0975. But what happens if the offense looks just as bad tonight after a report like that comes out? What happens if it looks better? It is Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. .641 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Talking a little Flyers and Sixers coming up in a few minutes, but it is a must-win Monday here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Connor, hit us up with a text message. You can text the show at any time, 632-0975. Calling as well. Is it a must-win game? And again,
Does Connor feel that way, though?
Yeah, he said
absolutely.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm
So you
saying,
both feel that
I'm
way.
saying must win, and I don't care how it looks for the team's sake. I'll complain. That's my job. So tomorrow, if they win 3-0, I will complain. But in the back of my mind, I will say, man, I bet you they're happy leaving that place to the win final.
Oh,
Why
they're gonna
can't
be-
that be
they're
the
gonna
front
be
of your
happy.
mind? I mean, they just need a win so bad. I'm not going to complain about anything if they find a victory.
Because I won't change my tune about the Super Bowl thing.
Right, but that's a down-the-road problem. We need to survive
Yeah, no,
in
I
the
know.
day and
Yeah.
age.
Yeah,
And-
could you imagine they fall to 8-5? Oh,
And just so you know, you two are not allowed to change your mind on the
I'm not
Super
going
Bowl.
to.
You're
Oh,
not allowed
they're-
to anyway.
Hang on. I did not know a positivity rabbit would be in play. I might need a mulligan.
yeah, you know what? That could
Oh,
change.
yeah. You
that
had
could
a
change
Bubba
everything.
rabbit on your bingo card, John?
There
That's
will
a
be-
new data
No,
point.
I did not. And by the way, I can confirm one of the offensive linemen owns that bunny. It's the owner owns that bunny.
Okay.
So one of them is the owner of that bunny. So that means one of those clowns, and I say that very with affection.
Trying to lighten the mood
yes,
a little bit.
Yes. And
Boy, do they.
And I love anything that someone can do to say lighten up.
We all fertilize.
Can they bring the bunny to the sideline?
No.
Is that not allowed?
They'd have to make him assistant to the GM first.
Because college football, they have the big cutouts, the big
No,
signs.
well, here's what I would say.
Can we have something like that?
Here's what I would say is, Connor, you're absolutely correct. There is going to be such a rush on Amazon tonight. If it's 17-3 Birds in the fourth quarter, or 27-10 Birds, 27, can you imagine
you're
that?
You're gonna see sales.
I guarantee you people will be on there buying bunny ears.
This is inner excellence
bunny
part 2 if they
tails.
win tonight.
This will be dog. No, this is going to be dog masks.
We'll get a show.
Part 2.
We will
Brad
get a show
Miller,
rabbit.
Brad Miller's bamboo plant.
And
That,
by
that
the
had
way-
a, that had
Well,
a
that didn't
surge in
really
the
win all that
area.
much.
I love this. I love this much more than the dog stuff.
We'll have a rabbit on this show tomorrow if they win tonight.
By
I
the way,
guarantee you
Hungry
that.
rabbits run
By the way,
faster.
would you adopt a rabbit?
No, not a live rabbit.
Wait a minute. For the run, would you adopt a rabbit?
John, that rabbit will be dead before the playoffs if I am in charge of trying to keep
I
it
can see you
alive.
taking care of
I
that.
think
No.
you could take care of
Yeah,
rabbit.
rabbits
Connor,
are
how
good.
far are you willing to go?
Listen, I don't want to hurt a rabbit. I'm not good at taking care of pets.
Would Rodman adopt a rabbit?
Yeah, Rodman could have the
Yeah,
rabbit.
I mean,
Now, wait a minute, I
That's,
don't
that's
know.
his furry costume, so he
All
probably
right.
would.
Rodman and
we got text.
All right, what do we got on the text line?
Not everyone thinks it's a must-win game tonight. This texter says it's an important game, but they will still win the division and still have time to fix things if they lose
Are
tonight.
you kidding me?
I think it's a must-play better game for the offense, but not necessarily a must-win.
No,
Dude, it's not.
no.
It's not a guarantee you win the division if
they
you lose tonight.
the Cowboys are once again still
Right,
alive.
the Cowboys are alive, and then you're. By the way, you're in free fall if you lose tonight.
Well, did the texter have a name?
No.
All right.
You're in free fall.
Well, I'm
if you
sure they
lose
did,
tonight.
but they didn't tell
so
me.
texter, I'm just gonna say this.
Dexter.
Texter, you say, "Hey, I would feel better if they just looked better." The team will not.
No.
If the team loses a third straight game,
Oh my.
the same team that when they do win ugly games tells us, "Hey, a win is a win." Like stop worrying about how it looks. Regardless of how it looks, if they lose that team 3 straight losses,
telling you right now. Don't believe it. Don't believe how it is. It is of monumental importance for that team to get back on that plane tonight and be a winner.
yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
monumental.
So if the offense looks better or worse, Nick Sirianni, again, the report over the weekend from Tim McManus said he was more involved this week. If it looks better, I will.
You'll feel better.
I'll applaud them that he finally did it.
Right.
I don't know why it took this long, but I'll applaud him for finally doing it. And yeah, and I'll go, all right, there's some more ideas because I feel like I'm watching the same thing every single week, except for like a couple of added gadget plays. Like I've used this example before. It's not a good thing when you can remember very specific things because it happens so infrequently.
Exactly.
Like that's not a good thing. Like we have had people tell us on this show, oh, well, they did get more creative. They did this one play. And I go, well, that one play to me is not enough to say, oh, okay.
Yes.
Like, no, I need to see multiple. I need to see drives. That's why when our man Andrew DeCecco says, we have seen the offense in spurts. I'm done with spurts. And so is he. He's reached that point too.
We're tired of spurts.
Like, I'm done with spurts. I'm done with Sprouts. It's a great market, but like I'm done with that. Like I need to bloom. All right, like I need to see the actual offense put together a 4-quarter game, or at least 3. I'll take 3. Let me not even get greedy. I'll take 3 quarters out of the Eagles' offense.
I don't blame you. Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't think it's a must-win, but I think it is they're in free fall, though. You lose tonight, you're absolutely in free fall.
Now, if the offense looks just as bad, if not worse, now what?
If they lost 31-30 tonight, how you feeling? And the offense looks great.
That's 3 straight losses. I would be upset.
Okay, so 31-30. Does 31-30 loss mean the same to you if they lost 14-10?
I think all losses are going to feel the same to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wondered because I'm just trying to put parameters.
I get what you're saying, because if they lost 14-10,
if they put up 4 touchdowns tonight,
right, I would then say, well, I can't imagine the defense continues to play that poorly. Hopefully, this is the beginning.
I would look at it as I think the defense has sprung a leak. I'll be sounding the alarm.
I mean, look, without Jalen Carter tonight, that doesn't help.
No, it doesn't.
That doesn't help at all.
It doesn't.
If the offense looks just as bad or worse, what are we saying? After a report like this comes out that Nick Sirianni's could get more involved, like are we saying? This is who they are.
If they win,
no. I'm saying
if
the offense looks the same, right? Where after the Lions win, after the Packers win, we're still going, man, this offense after the bye week.
At that point, we're going to be
like, are we just like, this is who they are?
It is what it is. Yeah.
They lose tonight. I am much closer.
I'm not saying lose. I'm just saying the offense scores 20 points.
No, but I'm saying if they
disappointing one.
If they lose tonight, or if this offense looks like total poop,
right?
I am going to absolutely be a lot closer to your point of view that the Super Bowl thing's a dream, a pipe dream.
I don't
give a Bill Colarulo would
sure. I don't give a crap if they gain 1 yard or 1,000 yards tonight. I care if they have more points than the Chargers at the end of the night on the scoreboard, because if they lose 3 straight, they are more dead than I thought they were, and I already thought they were dead. Like, I don't care about the offense right now. I don't. I care about you finding a way to win a damn football game.
There you go. I understand. The weird thing is I want to tell you both that, like, oh, you're being morons, you're idiots, and you're not. You're not.
We never are.
You're not. I don't. I disagree with your overall assessment of the team's chances, but I totally understand why they have put you in the position that you're in. Completely.
Give us another text, Connor. One more text at 610-632-0975.
And this texter says the NFL season has been one of the most perplexing in recent memory. Is tonight a must-win game? I would say no, because it's an AFC opponent, but doesn't mean tonight's game couldn't be a turning point for the locker room if it goes positively.
All right, so it's see, I don't like this stuff. With all due respect, if they win, it's going to be great. If they lose, don't worry about it.
No, you can't do that. No.
If they lose, it's 3 straight losses, guys.
Terrible.
That texter doesn't think it's a must-win game.
That's
We've had
crazy.
multiple.
And I said,
that's crazy.
Everybody has right to their opinion. I will push back. You have a right to your opinion. I can't believe we have 2 texts that are not saying this is a must-win game. It's a must-win Monday here on Kincade Salciunas, all right? Coming up next. Is it also a moral victory Monday? Eagles are playing tonight, but yesterday was a day for the Sixers and Flyers. Did we have 2 moral victories? It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A Monday night must-win. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles are heading on the road to L.A. tonight to take on the Chargers in what some consider a must-win game. They've lost 2 straight, and now we'll be heading out for a primetime Monday night football game. 2-game losing streak. Well, no Jalen Carter and no Lane Johnson tonight to try and help end that. Justin Herbert is expected to play for L.A. after having surgery on his non-throwing hand last week, so some big injury news in this one. The Eagles do need to figure some things out offensively, though. Nick Foles, who figured some stuff out offensively in a big spot for the Birds back in 2018, talked on his podcast this season about why you can't really make a change now.
I know a lot of fans out there are saying fire Kevin, and I think that's just the wrong decision. I just don't see an answer right now that can step in that situation at this point during the season and turn this thing around.
But can the current setup alter some things? We'll see tonight if they figure it out. Kickoff is at 8:15 p.m. We'll be getting you ready all day. Flyers fell 3-2 to the Avalanche yesterday. Put up a respectable effort against the best team in hockey. They're off till tomorrow night. Sixers lost the Lakers 112-108 last night. LeBron and Luka combined 60 for L.A. Sixers are off till Friday. Winter meetings start for Major League Baseball, so we keep you updated on free agency. This update is brought to you by Phillies Sports Trips. Andrew Salciunas is hosting the True Fan Tailgate before the Eagles-Raiders game this Sunday, December 14th. Brought to you by True Fan Travel and 97.5 The Fanatic. Fanatic, all-inclusive food, drinks, live entertainment, and a short walk to the stadium. Reserve your slot now at phillysportstrips.com. I'm Connor Thomas for the 97.5 The Fanatic.
The Eagles, was it a victory Monday, moral victory Monday?
Moral victory
the other
Monday, is that what
two?
you're saying?
We'll talk about it in a second. Dawood brings something up in the YouTube chat.
What's he bring up?
In response to the rabbit, the positivity rabbit.
Okay.
He goes, Chunas, didn't your mom cook a pet rabbit when you were a kid? No. However.
What do you mean? Did I miss the story?
So my mom, when she was a little girl, had a pet rabbit.
Oh.
The Lithuanians, you don't waste anything.
Okay.
So there was one day, they did not have much money. They did not have much food in the house.
Okay.
So my mom's grandmother
Okay.
was looking around. That rabbit.
So she took your mama's rabbit?
Yep. And, made a meatloaf. My mom still tells the story that it was the best tasting meatloaf she's ever had.
Rabbit loaf.
Went back to her room, could not find said rabbit. Hey, anybody see the rabbit? And her grandmother pointed at her stomach.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Why didn't she come up with a story for your mom?
Dude, she was off the boat. Yeah, come on, man. They saw things.
Got to do what you got to
They
do.
like, come on, man. They weren't worried about pets.
No, but I mean, why didn't she come up
They were
with
worried about survival.
Why did she come up with a story for your mom, though, not to scar her? Because remember how
That
look,
doesn't go.
Well, no.
Wasn't going through her mind back
look,
then.
believe me, I was raised by a different generation than you were raised by, and you were raised by.
Right.
My dad was a POW in the Second World War.
Yes.
Believe me, there was no warm and fuzzies.
Right.
No warm and fuzzies. But I can tell you, like, if the dog had to be put down in our generation, Dad took the dog to go live on a farm
Yeah.
or took the dog to the friend of Grandma's that had a big yard.
Yeah. You
Because
make up a story.
There was a story. There always was something.
There was no story.
Holy moly.
It was she pointed at her stomach.
The story was Bon Appetit.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Oh, man, that's terrible.
All right.
That's an awful
It's horrible. All right.
That's
So
basic instinct.
we'll get back to our Eagles text in a little bit as you're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN, WPN, HD1 Burlington,
Jeez.
Philadelphia, AP's the Media Group
horrible
station,
story.
broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, Power Possibilities. Hopefully the opposite for the positivity rabbit. All right? Hope for the opposite.
Yeah, hopefully the rabbit's not cooked tonight.
The Flyers and Sixers were both in action yesterday. You were in attendance for the Flyers.
Yeah, it was a great afternoon. Flyers sleptwalked through the first period, even though they got the first goal of the game. They sleptwalked through the first period. They really weren't, which is shocking because they had had so much time off. And Colorado had played 2 games between the time the Flyers played. But Colorado is the best team in the NHL.
Right.
Flyers stabilized, fell down 3-1, cut it to 3-2, and then just played their backsides off in the third period. I mean, it was a great third period. I was very proud of the effort, but I was very proud of Rick Tocchet afterwards that he wasn't taking it as some sort of a moral victory.
Sure.
But I asked on Friday when he was on, and I will ask again, the team hadn't played since Wednesday, and you're playing the best team in the NHL, and your best goaltender, one of the best goaltenders in the NHL, did not play yesterday. Drives me up a freaking wall.
Well, they need him rested for the Sharks tomorrow. Man.
Drives
you got
me up
San
a
Jose
freaking.
tomorrow.
No, I'd rather play Sam Ersson against the
I
Sharks.
got you.
Drives me nuts. Must be
planning ahead. They have a back-to-back coming up next weekend. Maybe
maybe
they're planning ahead.
No. The best team in the NHL is coming in. Play your best goaltender. Stop.
But you're happy with the effort.
Oh, the effort was spectacular.
Yeah.
The effort was better than in a lot of the wins this year. They should be really proud of the effort.
Now, moral victory for the Sixers yesterday? Question mark.
No.
Well, not with Joel's effort.
4 of 21 from the field for Joel Embiid.
Woof.
Which is horrible, and yet they still only lost by 4 because, once again, Tyrese Maxey was just a madman. 28 points yesterday, 9 dimes, and 7 rebounds
Who's holding this
for
team back?
Tyrese Maxey. Well, again, it's
What do you think is one of the things holding this team back?
The third quarter existing.
well that's being one
Connor?
of them. Outscored by 10 again.
Connor, it's on my list. That is
So-
on my list.
But here's my number one thing that is holding them back is you don't know who's playing what night.
And
that's
my
number
one thing that's holding them back.
Yeah.
And to me, that means
Because you had the group yesterday.
Joel Embiid and Paul George are holding this team back.
Yeah.
And it's holding them back in a big way.
And I don't know when does it end? We had Tony Jones on, right? On Friday.
Great to hear from Tom.
And Tony was basically saying, look, they're gonna always want to give Joel Embiid 2 days off. There's a stretch soon, he said, where there's 3 games in 5 days. So he'll probably take the middle game off, right? Even though it's no back-to-backs, it's 3 games in 5 days. He'll probably take the middle one off. That is hard for everybody to try to get into any
There's no
sort of
rhythm.
rhythm, right? So, again, it's not like Maxey looked bad yesterday. Maxey was your best player once again yesterday. But once more, it's trying to figure out, all right, I'm Tyrese Maxey. When I'm by myself, I'm shooting the ball 30 times. I'm go, 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 go. when Embiid and Paul George are here, are we kind of trying to still do the half-court offense? Now, Nick Nurse has said to us since the beginning of the season, we had him on after the first game, he is going to try to figure out how to balance it. The problem is it's hard to figure out it when guys aren't playing.
And
that's the shame.
When guys are not telling them that they're ready to play till the 2 hours before games,
Right.
which the Sixers got fined for earlier this week. Big money. Got fined
That
for.
was the weird one because the Sixers ruled him out, and Embiid said no.
That's because there's games being played.
Sure.
Because the player's literally going, yeah, might play, might not play. Might play, might not play. So everybody's telling you that the Sixers are determining when Joel Embiid plays? No, not necessarily true. Because the Sixers just took a paycheck fine, took a fine to the organization because of, Joel, might play tonight, might not. I said I wasn't going to play, now I'm going to play. He's calling his own shots. He's doing what he wants to do. He's saying, I want to play now. Remember, during the offseason, I'm going to do it my way this time.
I was about to say.
So you know what he's doing?
He did say that during the offseason that's how it's going to be.
This is, I believe he did it, Joel, I believe you did it your way when you were eating Chick-fil-A nuggets.
That's a dollar. We've reached a dollar.
No, it's the truth. He did it his way.
Still a dollar.
That's a dollar.
He did it his way. That's what he did. That's what he did. Now it's time to do it the way of the doctors in the organization. And you know what? If you want a freaking dollar for it, you can have it. Because you know what? It's well-deserved. Because he has the nerve.
You might as well just take a second dollar out
If he
while
has the nerve.
you're at this
oh,
point.
by the way, it's crispy.
That is crisp.
That's a crispy dollar, too.
Straight cash, homie.
That's straight cash.
We got to get
That
it.
is worth it.
We got to get a bucket.
Because I'm telling you, you're out of your mind.
If this season continues this way, that jar is going to fill up
that
real
jar,
fast.
Guess what? Liv may not have an inheritance by the time it's done. Because the nerve of people.
It's just a shame because the other night.
What's the shame?
No, here's the shame. It's a shame because the other night when Maxey has the big block, right? The first person there is Embiid. Like he's happy for his teammate. He's happy that they're winning. And then he goes out there and plays, and he's 4 of 21 from the field. At some point, either he or the coach have to say, all right, get the ball to Max. Like 4 of 20, that's a horrible game. And the problem is they're going to keep doing that to try to get his legs under him. And then he's going to miss 3 games again. And that's the hardest thing right now for any bit of momentum is trying to play when you don't know who is playing. And it's a shame.
And it's terrible. And I feel terrible for Nick Nurse. I was so excited for Nick Nurse to get here.
Yeah, but I'll be honest. The third quarter thing,
That's
I don't
got
care.
nothing to do
I don't
with-
care who's
yeah.
playing. It's been consistent, whether it's with Embiid, with Paul
I
George,
got you.
without.
No, it has been.
The
but
third
the thing is,
they go into halftime, and Nick Nurse just sits there, I guess.
no,
I don't know what happens.
You know that that's not the case.
Yeah, but
you
he's
know that
always
that's-
pushed,
okay.
Fine, he's pushed the wrong button
How about
every
that?
game.
How about that? He's pushed the wrong buttons. I will give you that. The wrong buttons have been pushed. But what I will also tell you is that when you don't know, there's not a consistent way to make a consistent plan game to game because you don't know which temperamental star is showing up.
No. But you win other quarters without those temperamental stars.
Yeah.
Why is it always the third quarter? That's on coaching.
It is on coaching because it's whatever halftime adjustment that they're making or not making. The Sixers
Yeah, you're right.
are allowing in the third quarter.
Oh, my gosh.
30.9 points per third quarter, which is 5th worst in the NBA.
That doesn't even seem real.
The Sixers scoring points in the third quarter, averaging 25 points for third quarter. So 5th most points allowed per third quarter. How about dead last in terms of points scored per third quarter? They are the worst out of halftime. If you're going to combine the two, they are the worst out of halftime team in the NBA. Maybe the only one worse is the New Orleans Pelicans because they've allowed the most and have only scored the second least. So maybe the Pelicans are worse. That's great company to be in. The New Orleans freaking Pelicans.
It's bad. It's really, really bad.
And what that does is it allows teams to get back into basketball games where you can't take a fourth quarter off. And we all know this team needs fourth quarters off.
Oh, yeah. Well, considering that, it's Club Med for the 2 biggest albatrosses to their salary
Making
cap.
lots of money. Let's go to Bob in Vermont. What's up, Bob?
Hey, guys. Great show. great way to wake up in the morning.
Thanks, Bobby.
Thank you, Bobby.
I just want to make sure that who's going to have a standout game for the Eagles? Because I know Justin Herbert might not be playing, but
He's playing.
I just
He's gonna
wonder who
play.
would stand out well.
Who's going to stand out well? Look, your linebackers need to stand out well. I'll say that because the Chargers, much like the Eagles, like to run the football. And what are they going to do when their quarterback has a fractured left hand? Probably take a little bit more care of Justin Herbert today, so I would imagine more running the football than usual for the Chargers.
And this is a gut check game.
Yeah.
After what happened to you against the Bears, you got your manhood checked.
Yeah, they did. They got beat up. And look, there's also going to be quick passes. So it's going to be maybe screens. It's going to be a lot of throws over the middle of the field, getting the ball out quick because they don't want Justin Herbert to get that left hand hit.
No, this is a turn your head and cough game for the Eagles.
Thanks for the call, man. I appreciate it.
This is a manhood check. Let's see.
Linebackers.
Let's see what they got.
They need
Let's
to
see what
step
they
up
got
today.
tonight. Yep.
I see D Flyers on our YouTube chat. CJ GJ playing well. Yeah.
Really? He got smoked yesterday on a big touchdown.
Get a nice pick, though.
Yeah, but he got smoked on one of the biggest plays of the game.
Yeah, nice pick, yes.
He
Sounds
did.
like Sidney Brown. Oh, get a
Got
pick
smoked.
and also make
Yeah.
a
No,
bad
Sidney Brown
mistake.
doesn't get picks, though. Sidney Brown does not make plays.
He's made plays.
No, Sidney Brown
Sidney
has made.
Brown's
He made one play, and it was the Brett Favre-like throw. Who was it, against the Cardinals?
Yes.
Where
was
Kyler Murray threw
it. was
it.
a New Year's Eve game.
Yeah,
That was the New Year's Eve
Kyler
game.
throws it 500 yards downfield, and Sidney Brown catches it. That's the one play he has
that's
made
the
in his
highlight
career.
play.
The other highlights are personal fouls, and people go, "Yeah, man, he's got that dog in him."
Yeah, because
Yeah.
CJ GJ, never personal foul guy.
But he made plays.
You can't.
Come on, you can't compare those
Do not
two.
compare those two
Sidney,
plays.
Sidney Brown probably
You
doesn't
just
belong in
did.
the NFL.
No, I'm saying Andrew's love affair for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is for the same reasons he hates Sidney Brown.
he's a starting safety
No.
in the NFL.
CJ Gardner-Johnson has contributed to 2 Super Bowl teams. Sidney Brown is not.
Honestly, do show some respect. Like,
Here, come and get your dollar,
I'm showing
too.
some respect. I just don't understand sometimes your level of dislike
because
for certain players.
because I respect good
okay.
players.
Sidney
and Sidney
Brown-
Brown stinks.
Sidney Brown should
I've been
literally-
telling you that since he was a rookie.
He should literally have a ski mask on payday. Are you kidding me?
Another personal foul out of him. Coming up next.
Look at all the dollar on him.
If times are desperate, maybe the Eagles do something that goes against what a Hall of Famer told us last week. Another Super Bowl MVP may think differently of Kurt Warner. It is Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic. Sidney Brown is the guy that shows up at the work happy hour and everyone says, who invited him? Is what MBD just said on our YouTube channel.
MBD is one of my favorites. Connor didn't come and get his $1.
Marcus Epps could potentially be the starting safety tonight. That tells you all you
Well, I
need
think
to know
that
about Sidney Brown.
the comments the other day from
From
Vic Fangio sort of led you to believe that he's going to be.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
I'm really looking forward to the Sidney Brown experiment to be over.
Just seeing something different.
All right, we'll get back to our text messages. But last week we had Kurt Warner on, and it was great. And he said something that caught my attention because to me this was more of a finger point to Nick Sirianni that, you know, the concepts, they work. They've worked. They got you to a Super Bowl. They got you to another one. They won. Like, these concepts have worked. And then he also mentioned that you can't, like, change an offense in the middle of the season. And I totally get what he is saying because it could multiple things. A, you have to learn it. B, you want to talk about sending signals to your team that you're panicking. Oh, we're going to completely tear this down and try it all over again within the next couple of weeks. But we don't have to go all that far back to point out a time that the Eagles did kind of redo the offense. And that was when Carson Wentz got hurt and Nick Foles took over. And if you remember the first couple games when Nick Foles took over, it was horrible, right?
No, it was awful.
It was.
I was at the Christmas
ugly,
game,
man.
the Raiders game.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, that was one of the worst. I still don't know how the Eagles won that game.
Right.
It was one of the, they had like 1 million turnovers.
And so did the Raiders at the end.
It was terrible.
It was a turnover fest.
It was a terrible football game.
And everybody had the right. Like, there are people that will still tell you that they never lost faith. I think they're lying to you.
Completely
come on. I lost faith like pretty much the second Wentz got hurt. But you see some of those games. And that final game against the Cowboys where they split Foles and Sudfeld. And remember, there was
Wasn't that 7-0?
Yeah, 6-0, I think. I don't even think it was a full touchdown.
It's terrible. Connor, you don't remember that game?
Or I don't remember the score.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that bad.
Specifically.
There was
I'm not a numbers
like
guy.
a loud start Nate Sudfeld.
Oh, yeah.
You know, group in
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Well, that's where Pro Football Focus. They did the entire report saying Nate Sudfeld should be the quarterback.
Oh, is that right?
They did.
I don't remember that.
That's where I lost my mind. I'm in Atlanta doing show going, that's where I lost complete faith in Pro Football Focus.
Yeah.
Complete faith.
The worst. But here was Nick Foles on his podcast talking about, you know, you can kind of change the offense.
Yeah, when I was thinking about this, you know, throughout the game and, you know, as we were getting ready to do this mini pod, and I was just thinking back to, you know, my career, and just going back to 2017. You know, I played Carson Goes Down. I play in the style of offense that was his style of offense, and it wasn't as comfortable for me, but I was able to run it through the end of the regular season and do decently well, not great. And then we got the bye week, and that's where we figured out, reconfigured the offense to my strengths, to what I did well, and then the playoffs hit, and because we did that, made the changes that we needed to do to put me in a position where I could go out there and play my best football, I was able to excel with my teammates on the field because I became more comfortable with running the plays we were running. It was plays within our system that we had to find and put out there, more so that maybe Carson didn't like the run, that I liked the run, and we built it around myself in the middle of the season. That's all we were able to do, and it worked.
Now, a little bit different. Nick Foles is a different quarterback than Carson Wentz. You're not like benching Jalen Hurts for Tanner McKee, right? So you're going to have to try to do things to tailor to whatever Jalen Hurts likes, which, again, before the season, it was the offense is going to look the way I want it to look.
So what's changed?
The quotes last week were different, that it's a collective, you know, whatever. But Nick Foles is making it seem like, you know, you can change things.
No. Okay, well, there's a big part of the story that's extremely obvious, and you both should catch it. What's the difference? They had a head coach who was a quarterback, who was an actual offensive mind. They had a head coach who knew how to do it, who actually could sit down and do it, could implement it. We have a head coach who can't. That is the punchline of this story. Doug Peterson could sit down and go, oh, I got 2 weeks. We can do this. We got 2 weeks to do it. We have a head coach now who can't. That's the difference in the story.
Well, you're not wrong. I don't disagree with what you're saying. I think the number one biggest difference is that the 2017-2018 team was absolutely forced into doing it. There was no other way because they lost an MVP candidate quarterback.
Okay.
This team still has the option to choose to stick with what they believe could work.
But the building's on fire. And what bothers me, Connor, is that Nick Sirianni he's Leslie Nielsen in front of the burning building going, nothing to see here. Just move on. Move on. It's fine. And they've been doing it for weeks.
You just gave them a 20% chance to win the Super Bowl last week.
Yes.
So you're also saying the building is not totally on fire.
No, the building's on fire. But that doesn't mean that they don't have fire extinguishers and a sprinkler system and that this thing can still turn around.
Right.
And part of my reasoning was I believe this team is mentally fragile. And I think that this next month they have a chance to get right because they can start to have positive vibes. And I'm not talking about a blow-up bunny off an offensive lineman's front lawn. But if it works, so be it. So be it. What I'm saying is they start getting on a roll where they have lesser opponents and then the offense starts rolling and they feel good about themselves and they start smiling and they exhale.
Yeah. By the way, Connor, you said they
change.
had to do it in 2018. What's stopping you from saying they have to do it now?
Because you won the Super Bowl last year, and
Does
you
this
have
team look anything like the team that won the Super Bowl?
That's not. Listen, let's compare the two situations. Is this anywhere close to your quarterback has a season-ending knee injury where you go to a journeyman backup to try and win a Super Bowl? No, not even remotely close.
But here's how I look at it: is this offense? That offense did not work.
Yeah,
Nick Foles and that offense did not work. That's why they had to make the change. This offense, through 12 games, 11 of 12 games, has not worked. Regardless of injuries, health, this offense is not and has not worked. And I don't believe will all of a sudden work.
But don't overcomplicate it, Connor. You know the answer. Doug Peterson was a competent NFL head coach from an offensive side of the ball that knew how to fix it. And we have a head coach that is not.
Well, no,
that's the difference.
I agree with you. I just, that team was forced into it because they didn't have the quarterback they ran the offense for. This team does have the quarterback. They're going to keep trying.
But this guy's not willing to make the changes that need to be done.
That team was forced to, so I don't know it's a fair comparison.
Coming up next.
He's going to continue to say we can get this fixed and nothing's getting changed.
Coming up next, speaking of being done, is it the end of an era? And for real this time, not like this, don't worry, next week will change. Also, John Kincade gives us 3 observations from the rest of the NFL. It is Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
We're going to give you an opportunity to win Wawa gift cards this hour because we've got your Wawa gift card giveaways begin today, and Wawa's got you covered with gift cards for everyone on your shopping list. So be listening to win today's gift card on Kincade and Salciunas, and all week long, you're going to be able to win gift cards on the show. For fans of top brands like Sephora and Visa and Amazon and more, the gifts that don't need wrapping are perfect for teachers and drivers and coworkers and even for the family gift stop. You stop in your favorite Wawa, you browse all the gift cards that are available. They're right there on the rack by the register. Or you can choose a digital gift card to send near or far. Do you know that there are more Wawas in Florida right now and you got mom and dad and grandpa living down there? Well, send them down there. They're bound to be the perfect gift for everyone on the list. You choose a festive design, you enter the amount, you write a message on it, you hit send, and your gift will be on the way. It's holiday shopping made easy, and what do you expect? It's Wawa. And I know you're going to be there. I was there this morning at Wawa in Malvern, your one-stop gift card shop. What else do you expect? It's simple when you go into Wawa. You always have a good time, so see the store for details. Because, look, even at the holidays, you got to have a Wawa.
Now, on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Birds looking for a win out west. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles are out in L.A. tonight on Monday Night Football taking on the Chargers. It's a huge game for the Birds, who are trying to stop a 2-game losing streak. They'll have to do so without Jalen Carter and Lane Johnson, who are both out tonight. Justin Herbert, who underwent hand surgery on his non-throwing hands, is expected to start a quarterback for L.A. We'll keep you updated on that. The Eagles need to figure some things out on their offensive side of the ball, though. Nick Foles, who figured out a lot offensively successfully in 2018, talked about potential solutions on his podcast this season.
Just going back to 2017, we got the bye week, and that's where we figured out, reconfigured the offense to my strengths, and because we did that, I became more comfortable with running the plays we were running, and we built it around myself in the middle of the season.
So changes are possible, but will the Birds execute on that? We'll find out tonight at 8:15 p.m. That's kickoff time. We'll be getting you ready all day. Flyers fell 3-2 to the Colorado Avalanche yesterday, but put up a respectable effort against the best team in hockey. They're off till tomorrow night. Sixers lost to the Lakers 112-108 yesterday. LeBron and Luka combined for 60 points for L.A. Sixers are off till Friday as the NBA Cup wraps up. And we got the winter meetings starting in Major League Baseball, so maybe some Phillies free agency news. We'll keep you updated. This update is brought to you by Electrical Workers Local 269 and the Electrical Training Alliance. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 269, NECA, and the Electrical Training Alliance can offer a career with no college debt. To learn more, go to IBEW269.com. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the best Birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Shout out to Dave G on our YouTube chat. He was there at Yards. It's a great Delco man, Dave is.
What part of Delco? Right side of the tracks, wrong side of the tracks?
No, right side. He questioned some of your Delco allegiances.
Seriously? How's he questioning
He's wondering why you don't have as thick of an accent.
Seriously?
Yes.
Mainly because I've been working in the media my whole life.
So you worked it out, is what you're saying.
I don't say wooder.
So you could tap into it
I
if
don't
you
say
wanted.
would've.
You could tap into it if you wanted to.
My daughter will tell you that whenever Dad gets angry.
That's Delco John comes in.
Yes. She says whenever Dad gets, there was a man that was blocking the roadway, being an obnoxious Uber driver.
Okay.
Just like blocking a lane of traffic, just deciding I'm just going to sit here. And Dad was not having it.
So Delco John came
And
out.
Delco John came out, and she laughed. She thought it was very funny.
How about that?
It was funny. She thought it was funny. She goes, it's very funny stuff.
Damn right, man. By the way, two things. One, our thoughts go out to Zach Ertz.
Oh, my
was
gosh.
awful.
That
What a
shot
terrible
that he
thing.
took to his leg. I mean, we were still all wondering when is it done? Like when is he done?
He's been really good, though.
He has been. No, like his career, the way he's been able to extend his career the last couple of seasons, it's been spectacular. Last year with the Commanders, obviously this year not as great because Jaden Daniels has been hurt.
Correct.
But
he's been there.
But Zach Ertz has been pretty good for them, and that was a shame seeing that injury happen because you wonder at the age of 35, the seriousness of that injury. You're like, all right, that might be it for Zach Ertz. Also, it might be it for the Kansas City Chiefs.
No, I think it's over. I think it's last night the toe tag was put on them.
Not only did they lose, they looked dead yesterday. I know that Texans defense is very, very good, and that defense has gotten them back into a playoff spot, right? Whether it's Davis Mills or C.J. Stroud, doesn't matter who's playing quarterback. The Houston Texans are built on defense. DeMeco Ryans, the head coach, Will Anderson, who they drafted a couple of years ago, is a freak.
He is
that Texans
ridiculous.
defense is the reason why they win football games. But still, that Chiefs team looked dead yesterday. Going for it on 4th and
Oh my
1
gosh.
on your own 30 and not getting it
And
in a 10-10 game.
and I've got to tell you, they look really unlikable.
Yeah, you were pointing out that a couple
Travis
guys didn't speak.
Travis Kelce, Mr. Taylor Swift,
Well, maybe at a concert to get to.
ditching out of post game interviews, wouldn't meet the media. I'm like, come on, dude. You never met a microphone you didn't like. All good time Charlie'd up,
He'll speak this week.
and then
New Heights.
Yeah, but what? Couldn't wait for a microphone.
Doesn't
in your
want to
face.
waste podcast material. That's
Yeah,
why. Don't do the
yeah,
show before the
to me.
show.
Yeah,
Smart
please.
man.
So
It's
are we toe
unbelievable.
tagging them?
Yes.
Yeah,
You
they're
say
done.
They're
Oh
done?
no, they're done.
They're done. Yeah. No, they're. I mean, look, they are 6-7.
They're done. Yeah,
Poor
they're done.
Kansas City.
They are 2 games back of the Texans, who have the tiebreaker.
Now they have the tiebreaker. Buffalo has the tiebreaker with them.
Buffalo is the tiebreaker with them.
I mean, they're done, Connor. It's over. And I wondered, I
hate
asked
to
you
say
guys
it.
this
You
morning,
really do.
did February 9th, did that dynasty really die?
Could have been.
Did the Eagles, the way that they beat them,
Yeah. They snatched their souls.
did it really crush the dynasty? Did they break them? The invincibility,
I think they broke themselves in the process.
the invincibility factor.
Yeah. Well, and that's what Rich Eisen said at the beginning of the year about the Eagles, right? That they have that invincibility factor. The Chiefs clearly don't. I mean,
We're going to find out, right?
Last year, all the one-score games that they won. We talked about the Commanders and how many one-score games they won,
Sure.
but you respect the Chiefs. You go, all right, like that, understandable. They can't win them this year,
Nope.
and that's what put their record so low. And then last night, it looked like it was the end.
I couldn't be happier.
Oh yeah, no,
I mean,
it's
because
ready
that
for something new.
fan base has had a blast.
Yeah, ready
and
for
they,
something
and
new.
they deserve
Grom.
and they deserve every bit of the agony that they get.
Yep, damn right, Johnny. All right, football music, please. It is a football Monday, must-win Monday tonight for the Eagles, but they didn't play yesterday, so we got a chance to really lock into the rest of the NFL. Johnny, what were your 3 observations?
Oh, I've got some too, because it was quite a day. Now I got to see only the late games because I was down the flyboard.
Yes.
So I'm going to tell you right now, watching the Packers and the Bears annoyed the hell out of me because I watched 2 teams with absolute creativity,
Yep.
absolute innovation, fun to watch, their offenses, whether they wanted to, like in Chicago, they wanted to run the football primarily. And the formations, the different looks, the running out of passing formations, the passing out of running formations. Wow. It's amazing what a creative-minded head coach can do for an offense.
And there's only the 3 games in the 4 o'clock window. I didn't care about Broncos, Raiders. Rams, Cardinals, that was a blowout real quick. So I locked in Bears, Packers. And to your point, I kept on saying, I was hanging out with my dad watching the game. And I'm like, the Eagles don't do that.
No,
Eagles don't do that.
They don't
Eagles
do it.
don't do that.
And the thing is, everybody who wants to tell you, well, it's Nick Sirianni's offense, don't blame Patullo. Patullo designs the offense. He can still, if Nick says we want to run the ball and we're going to do this, you can still make it interesting. You can still deceive the defense. You're still allowed to trick them. You're still allowed to do things like
The
that.
new talking point is that Jalen doesn't want to.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, stop it. Number 2, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers gave us a big favor yesterday.
Yes.
Huge favor. I think what they did is they pretty much, with the schedule ahead of the Eagles, they secured no less than the 3 seed for the Eagles.
Yep.
And I don't believe the 1 seed is in play for the Eagles anymore.
Nah, Eagles kind of have to win out, and the Rams have to lose too.
They'd have to win. It's still alive, but it's on life support.
Yeah.
But the 3 seed is they're going to be their floor, I truly believe. Now you just got to try to battle
Which
your way
right now
to the 2
you'd
seed.
be playing the Niners.
The Bucs right now, though, man, I'll tell you, that was a bad loss at home. You lose to the Saints at home in that one, and now you open the door for the Panthers. And by the way, the Bucs and the Panthers, they got 2 games against
Still
each
2
other
games,
in the last 4 games of the season.
It's amazing.
Which is awesome. So that's going to be fun to watch, and that could determine that division. The Panthers may end up being the team that sneaks into the playoffs that year at that spot. But whoever does get that 4 spot, the Seahawks may still win their division because the Seahawks and the Rams are going to play for the NFC West potentially on next Thursday, the 18th. It's Thursday Night Football. Rams are at the Seahawks. Both of those teams have a chance to be 11-3 going into that game. But the difference is the Rams finish out after that game, even if they were to lose. The Rams finish out at the Falcons versus the Cardinals, where the Seahawks are at the Panthers, who will be in a must-win to try to win their division, and then at the 49ers.
Yeah. Tough stretch for them.
Looks like the Rams are going to take that division, in my mind, no matter what happens versus the Seahawks.
All I know is one of you two are going to have a field day making fun of the other at some point.
About what?
Either the Seattle's going to lose in the first round and Connor will have his field day.
Yes.
Or the Seahawks are going to go on some run and you're going to have your field day with Connor.
Yes.
And
that's the truth.
I'm just going to sit here and enjoy it.
That's
Either
the truth.
way.
Well, you should have a little bit of a spike. You haven't had any Spike the Football Mondays. You should have one today, thanks to Bet Parks, with our football picks.
Oh, yes,
because
finally.
you went 4-0.
Finally.
Which drags you down. Now that brings you up, I should say, to 27-29 in the season, and you have finally caught Connor Thomas.
And I've been consistent. What have I kept on saying? All I care about doing right now
is catching Connor,
beating Connor.
Wow,
and
perfect week to just even the score.
Because Connor, he's talked a lot this year.
I keep doing it. They pay me too.
And now all of a sudden we're tied in our picks.
You guys are both 27 and 29, 48% against the spread. But Andrew, that is your first week that you've won the picks.
Let's go.
So you get to make your picks first on Friday. I went 3-1.
Can't wait to shank it.
That was
my banner.
And I continue to have not had a losing week yet.
I'm a late bloomer.
35 and 21 against the spread, 63% on the
work,
season.
Johnny. Good work.
But you will make your picks first
Looking forward
on
to
Friday.
Looking forward to it.
How about it?
Coming up next, when things aren't great, you start reading things that make you realize that they might be even worse. That and your text messages. Is this a must-win game? I'm amazed how many people have texted in saying, no. If they win, great. If they lose, it's not a must-win game.
Oh, boy.
I want to get a couple more text messages next because I'm amazed that there are that many people pushing back on it. It is Kincade and Salciunas. Also, coming up next, our first Wawa order. Because it's Wawa days.
I got it.
Johnny's going to give the first order. You got to get all 3
It's
in
just
order
one
to win the
item
gift
on the
card.
order, and it's easy.
It is Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. I always love when sports debate just is calling somebody an idiot but not having any reasoning behind it. So
I'm sorry. I won't do it again.
Look, I'm going to keep calm here. All right. So a guy on our YouTube chat, 32ABAH.
Okay, so it's somebody who we don't have a name.
Chunas surprised people aren't as dumb as him when I'm asking the question if today is a must-win game. So, Connor, you're as dumb as me, apparently, because
I just like that comment.
Because you
I think
agree with
it is I will say this. It is a funny comment.
But I'm curious, Mr. 32, if you can respond with why this isn't a must-win game. And again, I made it clear at the beginning of the show. Forget the mathematical equation of whether or not they need this win to get into the playoffs. They are going to the playoffs. Sure. I have never said that they're not going to go to the playoffs. But if you still believe that they are a Super Bowl team, which I do not, but if you still believe that they are a Super Bowl team, do you think losing a third straight game with all of the drama that has surrounded this football team, with the lighthearted positivity rabbit that's being blown up, right? With Saquon Barkley admitting to you that the vibes on the sideline during games suck or are awful, to use his word, do you believe a third straight loss would be still okay for this team? Because we've had a lot of texts. Give me a text. We've had a lot of texts that have said, yeah, but if they lose, they still have time to figure it out. I'm telling you right now, good football teams like this do not lose 3 straight football games at this stage of the season and then all of a sudden figure it out.
Dan from Warminster doesn't necessarily agree.
That's
he says
fine, because he's smarter than me, apparently.
Well, okay. He's not the one on the YouTube chat, but he says it has been a crazy season. The Chiefs are 6-7. Eagles just need to make the playoffs, and anything can happen. They have the pedigree for that.
Yeah, see, I understand the pedigree thing, like you mentioned it for tonight's game, because the Eagles and Chargers, if you forget pedigree, Eagles-Chargers are the exact same teams. Quarterbacks are not playing to their standards. Offensive lines are hurt.
Yeah, if you throw out
they want to run the football. Defense is the reason why they've won the majority of their games. If you throw out pedigree, these two teams are the exact same teams. To your point, in a sack-up game, as you kind of said earlier,
yes,
I would take the Eagles because of the pedigree. But then again, I said the exact same thing last week against the Bears. And what did I see? I saw the Eagles get pantsed.
Okay. No. I totally blew it with my pick last week. I thought that it was – I felt so good on that Black Friday game. I feel very calm about tonight, though. I just have maybe it's that I don't have a ton of respect for the Chargers.
Could be.
It could be that. It might be that. That might all be what it is. It may be less confidence in the Eagles and just less respect for the Chargers.
And that's fair. Like I don't think that's a crazy
I don't think the Chargers don't intimidate me. Maybe that's part of it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I just wonder, like, for people that keep on saying it's not a must-win game, like, do you realize, like, 3 straight losses,
losing 3 in a row
with the drama that already surrounds this team?
They haven't lost 3 in a row under Sirianni since 2021?
23.
They did lose 3 in a row in 23?
Had to have.
Niners.
No, because they were 10-1.
Niners,
remember?
Cowboys, Seahawks.
Oh, so they went 10-4. Yeah, they went to 10-4.
The Seahawks won. That was the Drew Lock, James Bradbury fiasco
Which
at
I
the
still
end
can't.
there.
That was a Monday night, by the way.
Horrible.
Not to scare anybody.
All right. And then in a couple minutes, you're going to give your first order for the Wawa thing.
I've got it right here, but when it's ready to go.
But Reuben Frank did his 10 observations for the Eagles. I always love these. They're fantastic.
Rube does a great job.
I don't think you guys realize just how bad they are in the fourth quarter. I haven't until I read this. He said if there's one quarter you want to be at your best in, it's probably the fourth quarter. That's when the Eagles are at their worst. The Eagles have been outscored 84-56 in the fourth quarter this year. That is a minus 28-point differential.
That's terrible.
That
for
is
for a championship club.
That is 5th worst in the NFL.
God, that's bad.
The team's worse than them. The Jags at minus 29. All right, leaders of the AFC North. The Steelers at minus 30, or AFC South. They're the leaders of the AFC North. The Cardinals at minus 40, and the Browns at minus 41. So you're in a conversation with the Jags, the Steelers, who that division's a mess, the Cardinals, and the Browns. The minus 28 in the fourth quarter through 12 games is the worst since Chip Kelly's first year in 2013. That, of course, was when their defense was just, like, dead. It's not just points. It's also sort of players. Saquon Barkley is averaging 4.4 yards per carry in the fourth quarter this year. He's averaging 2. That's when you're trying to put games away. In the first 3 quarters, your boy Jake Elliott, Johnny, is 11 for 12 from field goal range.
And then what happens?
In the fourth quarter, he's 1 through 4.
Missy Elliott,
In the first,
with all due respect to our buddy Ty.
in the first
Thanks,
3
Ty.
quarters, the Eagles are 10th in scoring and 8th in scoring defense. In the fourth quarter, they're 30th and 20th.
It's so bad.
They can't put teams away.
No.
It's horrible.
And a lot of that is coaching.
Yeah, absolutely. It's adjustments. By the way, the guy that he hasn't responded with reasoning yet. All right, give us your first Wawa order,
so
Johnny.
it's very, very simple.
Explain the game.
Okay, here's the game. I'm going to give you something now in the 8 o'clock hour. Andrew's going to give you something. Later on after that, Connor's going to give you something. The 3 of us are going to put something into a Wawa order. If after 9:30 you can repeat the Wawa order on you can text it in to Connor in order. In order, you will win a gift card today from our friends at Wawa. How about that? A holiday gift card from Wawa.
50, right? $50?
$50.
That's
How about
awesome.
that? Every day this week we're going to do that. Today we're giving it away via text.
Okay.
So, YouTubers, you're going to have your own day this week.
I love that.
So
Shout
the
out
YouTubers
YouTube.
are going to have a day this week. So promise you that. We'll tell you about that. All right, let's have it this way. First thing on it is, I was starving this morning. And look, I love my friends at the Malvern Wawa, but this morning the sandwiches weren't out. So I couldn't have anything. So this morning, you know what I had to pick up for a little breakfast? Because I was a little hungry. I had an early dinner last night. I had lunch yesterday at the stadium and then didn't really have dinner. I picked up some extra toasty Cheez-Its.
For breakfast.
I was hungry to just have something that would carry me over with my protein shake. I had extra toasty Cheez-Its, which, by the way, are a spectacular item.
Oh, they are. No,
That's what I
They're
had.
tremendous. I was just caught off guard that was your,
Extra.
That was your 4:30 a.m.
And
meal.
that's what I had this morning. I wanted to have something else, but it was extra toasty Cheez-Its.
By the way, Dave G, the great Wawa man.
Uh-huh.
He works for Wawa Corporate.
Wawa's
he had
fantastic.
the nicest jacket. Do you remember the Wawa jacket?
Oh, yeah, it was so.
It was the best Wawa jacket ever.
Best jacket
The best
at that
jacket
event.
ever. Yeah, yours came in second.
I'll exceed the Wawa. I have no issue with that.
All right, coming up next, quick break from the Eagles. Because winter meetings begin today in Major League Baseball. The latest on Schwarber and other whispers around the league that involve the Phillies or don't.
Thank you for being a friend.
Considering there are some players that were linked to the Phillies that might be going elsewhere now. It is Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
You know, somebody in your community is looking for a second chance, and they're looking for a way forward because they've had struggles with addiction. And you probably know some people, or you know of people, and you're probably looking for a way that you could potentially help. Well, something that could be very easy would maybe be something that you have on your property. How about you have a vehicle or something on your property that has reached the end of its useful life for you? You could donate it to the Salvation Army, a car, a truck, a boat, a motorcycle, an RV. That vehicle could help someone else find stability, discover hope, rebuild their life. Because the Salvation Army has been changing lives for 150 years. And your kindness, well, that's how it's all possible. Because donating is easy. You call 800-SA-TRUCK, Salvation Army. 800-SA-TRUCK, or go to satruck.org and you schedule a pickup. They're going to come right to your home. They're going to tow the vehicle away at no charge, and you will get an IRS-approved receipt that's going to allow you to handle that with your tax returns. That used vehicle in your driveway could be the turning point in someone else's life. You're not using it anymore. That old motorcycle, that old boat, that old truck, get rid of it. Donate it today. Call 800-SA-TRUCK or visit satruck.org, and you're going to help the Salvation Army continue to do the most good.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A chance to stop the slide. I'm Connor Thomas, and it's game day for the Eagles out in L.A. as they take on the Chargers on Monday Night Football, and the Birds are trying to get off a 2-game losing streak, so a big-time game for them to get back in their winning ways, but they'll have to do so without Jalen Carter and Lane Johnson, who are both out for tonight. Justin Herbert, who had hand surgery on his non-throwing hand last week, is expected to play for the Chargers, but we'll keep an eye on that. It hasn't been fully confirmed yet. Eagles need to figure some things out offensively offensively, of course. And Nick Foles, who, of course, we know figured some stuff out in 2018 to help the team offensively. He talked about potential changes that could be made and why Kevin Patullo might have to be the guy to do it.
I know a lot of fans out there are saying fire Kevin, and I think that's just the wrong decision. I just don't see an answer right now that can step in that situation at this point during the season and turn this thing around.
Ultimately, the best remedy could just be finding a win tonight. Kickoff is at 8:15 p.m. We'll be getting you ready for that game all day. Flyers fell 3-2 to the Avalanche yesterday. Put up a good fight against the best team in hockey. They're off till tomorrow night. Sixers lost to the Lakers 112-108 last night. They're off till Friday. A long break for them as the NBA Cup wraps up. And the winter meetings have started for Major League Baseball, so we'll keep you updated on any potential Phillies news. This update is brought to you by Groundworks, your trained and certified experts for basement waterproofing and foundation repairs since 1997. Book your free inspection at groundworks.com. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the best Birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Is a football must-win Monday here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5. The Fanatic must-win Mondays brought to us by the local Bryant Home Comfort Team. Visit nopaybryant.com to keep your HVAC in the starting lineup. So I did get a response. He was on delay.
Oh, okay.
And you can.
So he watches the show late.
Yeah,
he gets in on it a little later.
Well, he
okay.
didn't realize that because he said I did respond LOL, and I was like, well, not till like 10 minutes later. Is this game a must-win game for the Eagles? I say yes, not for me, but for the psyche of the Eagles.
Yeah, you made it clear.
He says whether they win or not, it's not going to determine the rest of the season. No Lane Johnson and no Jalen Carter makes a huge difference.
It does?
Yeah, it makes a huge difference for tonight's game. But again, if they lose 3 straight games, and that's what I'm trying to get at. Last Cup podcast on our YouTube chat says if they lose, this team can't handle 3 straight losses. The whispers, maybe even more louder than whispers now of 2023, get even louder. Like if we're questioning, is this 2023 all over again? If Saquon Barkley is saying, and I quote, honestly, I think it's been awful when it comes to the energy on the sideline. I think if you ask anybody, if they're going to be honest, we'd all agree on that. So if they're talking, if he's saying that right now, the energy is awful, could you imagine a 3rd straight loss? And again, against another team that the Eagles should beat. Eagles should have beaten the Cowboys, especially when they were up 21-0. The Eagles should have beaten the Bears. They were 7-point favorites at home. And the Eagles should beat the Chargers. Could you imagine if they lose 3 straight games to teams they should have beaten?
Look, they're going to take positivity me and crush the life out of me at that.
So that's why it is a must-win game.
It's going to be
has nothing to do with the mathematics of making the playoffs.
It's going to be ugly.
Do you guys care about them winning the Super Bowl still or not?
Yeah, I'd like them to.
So they got to start winning football games,
Hot
and it
take.
starts tonight. All right, you're listening to 97.5, The Fanatic, WPEN, WPN, HD1, Burlington, Philadelphia, A. Beasley. Media Group Station broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. We'll get back to our text messages here momentarily, but winter meetings begin today in Major League Baseball.
Down in Orlando.
There's been more rumors about Kyle Schwarber. There's the Mets talk. A lot of that is just thought about potentially trying to raise the offer for the Phillies.
They watch what the Braves did.
With
and they're
Aaron
going to and they're going to do the same thing. They're going to run up the price on the Phillies, and the Phillies are going to say, I got my mouth wide open. Put the hook in my mouth.
The Reds and Pirates is not going away anywhere.
Reportedly, last night they made a deal.
Yes,
they offered. They made an offer.
Ken Rosenthal reported yesterday that the Pirates offered a 4-year worth more than, does not have exact amount of money, but worth more than $100 million from the Pittsburgh Pirates. So they are actually offering a contract, which that's amazing.
Yeah, sure.
It's still less.
Sure they are.
It's still less. Look, if they offer him $101 million, right, it comes out to about $25 million a year. He's still going to get more than $25 million a year.
I don't know. The Phillies are going to just line up to. The Phillies are just going to say, how stupid can we be?
Yeah, well,
let's just keep lining up.
I'd be all right with 30 a year. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
But there are some teams in on Schwarber. Like his market is not drying up. It's not.
Who do you think's in on him of legitimacy then? Because you don't believe because I do not believe the Mets are legitimately in on him.
I don't think so either.
Okay.
The Reds are legit in.
Especially because the hometown hero
But
thing.
the Reds are not legit.
Look, if the Pirates are going to offer money, then why wouldn't the Reds?
Okay, but the Reds aren't going to offer money that's going to. You think the Reds are going to offer 32?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
We don't know what Pittsburgh offered. It's just more than 100.
Okay.
So it could be 101.
Pittsburgh,
we don't know.
That's, by the way, real quick, the Pittsburgh thing's BS. That's their ownership trying to say we're spending money or we're willing to spend money
But
to try.
they offered a
No,
contract.
they offered a contract.
Sure. No, I know, but we don't know what the exact dollar amount is. That's because Pittsburgh is putting out, hey, look, we're in on
Well, you
Kyle
know, it's
Schwarber,
more than
so they're-
$100 million. That's
bottom
pretty
line
good.
is, for them, that organization does not do
That's
that.
pretty good. More
But
than
they know
$100
they're
million.
not getting him. It's a face value offer. So Pittsburgh is not in on Kyle Schwarber.
By the way, this is not a link to the Phillies, but Zach Gallen, there's a lot of reports that he could go to the Cubs. So the Cubs were a fun team last year.
Or the Red Sox.
Or the Red Sox.
But they're not.
You would hope he goes American League and doesn't stay in the National League.
All I'm going to say is this, and I'll look at the camera again, and I'll say it. I'll take a look at the camera. I do not want a contract signed. I don't. I know how this movie ends. They are doubling down on old. And look, I love Kyle Schwarber. Love him. It's fantastic. This core of this team is already bad contracts. It's bad contracts. So what are we going to do? Sign more old guys to long-term contracts?
Yep.
It's not right.
I'm
No.
so cool with Schwarber. I don't need to do the Real Muto route.
Here's why you don't do it. Tell me about your 2025 rotation. let alone your 2026. Could you tell me about the 2025 rotation, Connor Thomas?
You're talking about this past season?
No, 2026,
Oh,
excuse
okay.
me.
Yeah. Potentially Wheeler, depending on how healthy he is.
No, Wheeler will be there in June.
Nola, Luzardo.
Okay,
Sanchez,
so Nola.
and Painter.
What is Nola?
I don't know.
Like what? Okay.
I got no clue.
What is Painter?
Not sure.
Okay.
I feel pretty good about Sanchez as the Cy Young runner-up. And
Okay, I
Luzardo had a
feel
really
great
good year.
about Sanchez. You feel great about Luzardo? Great about him?
I feel comfortable.
I feel comfortable with Luzardo. Great about him? Nobody should feel great
He's
about
ultimately
Luzardo.
still a career 4
And
ERA guy.
He is a 4 ERA guy who was on, by the way, last year of a contract.
Yeah.
So
I expect
in
them to
other
get an
words-
extension done this year with Luzardo.
So in other words, you forgot to mention Taiwan Walker, who has to be part of this rotation, right?
Doesn't have to be. He could be a bullpen guy.
This starting rotation is thin, baby. It's thin. It could have starred in Wicked. This starting rotation.
So what do you want?
So
them
what
to
I'm saying is
do?
you're going to go and throw more money at old guys and double down on that strategy when your starting rotation is absolutely thin. And by the way, if you look at 2027, it's shaky as hell.
Yeah, but looking at a Kyle Schwarber signing as old guy is very short-sighted and underselling what he does for this team.
I'm not underselling what he does for this team in 2026 or even 2027. What I'm not underselling is the fact is on the back end of this deal, it's going to be another Harper contract. It's going to be another Turner contract. It's going to be another old guy, which is not a
The good
formula
news
to win
is-
in baseball.
The good news is
it's not.
that like 6-year thing. I think that's gone. Like I never
No,
believed
he's
it
not
to
getting
begin
6.
with.
No, but I do think he's getting
5
minimum,
is on play.
I think
but-
he's
but
getting
4
minimum 4.
Yeah, and you said you would do 4.
And my guess is that, but no, not necessarily. If these other teams, if Boston and Chicago were in, and it's true that they were in, and I'm not sure that they are. I'm not sure. I would think we would have heard more buzz if they really were in from their fan base, being like, "Go get him, got to get him." I think his camp may be making this buzz.
Okay.
And so, if you told me, if it's 3, sign me up.
You're not getting him at 3.
You're not.
Well,
yeah,
we
it's-
don't.
I would
I'll
imagine.
tell
it's
you
gonna
right
be
now,
4.
not happening at 3.
Now, a couple other things. The JT Realmuto stuff. Look,
Oh my
I
God.
said I'd bring him back for 2. I'm not going any more than 2. There was a report that it might be 2. So that's it.
Well,
all right.
if it's 2, I'm much more interested.
Right. You don't
But
want to do
again,
3. I don't want to do 3 either.
But I'm not interested with a raise.
Right.
I'm not interested in paying more than I paid last time.
One of the trade options, Ford from the Mariners, he's the backup catcher.
Gone now.
Already got
to
moved,
Cal
yeah.
Raleigh. He got moved to the Nationals.
Colorado has a catcher
Yep.
who is in the
He
mix.
was their all-star last year because represented.
Someone in baseball told me that the Phillies in Colorado could have had talks about a catching prospect.
Okay.
That's somebody they have in their system that could be being talked
I would
about.
imagine they'd trade the major leaguer and keep the
Are
prospect.
you trading a all-star though? Is Colorado trading an all-star?
Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, they
but
don't
why would
care.
they trade it? Why would they trade it?
Because they're the Rockies.
Why would they trade a young, controllable all-star? You got an answer. They got one answer who's cheap.
So you
Dirt
don't
cheap.
have to pay him.
Well, they won't have to pay him for years.
Yeah, but they can reset that clock to a 21-year-old.
Depends on who they like. Do they like the prospect more than the
Yeah, it could be.
the major leaguer?
Could be. That could very well.
One other note, Ketel Marte. That's the second baseman
we get
from
another
the
old guy.
Diamondbacks. I love Ketel Marte.
I do too.
but-
For a year or two, yes.
But the latest reports do not even mention
No.
the Phillies, Red Sox, Rays, and Tigers. So all American League teams have, according to Bob Nightingale, checked in with Arizona about Marte.
There is a cliff coming for this organization, and Dave Dombrowski is driving right towards it, doing 55, and he has not even touched the
Yeah,
brakes.
good club, man.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Not signing Schwarber does not erase the cliff. It's still there either way. So
No,
you've
it
got to
could-
sign
no,
the guy
at
with
least-
56 home runs.
No, at least you don't have to have a guy with 56 home runs in order to get where you got to go. You can also, you got to think about long term of the franchise. They don't want to go off a cliff.
Right, but they're
Yes.
already screwed the way you think they're screwed. So
No.
why does Kyle Schwarber
No,
make
you're
it
not.
that much worse?
You're not if you just don't sign more long-term guy, old contracts. You're not necessarily screwed. You have a chance to change direction.
By the way, did you see Bryce Harper's latest
Oh, my gosh.
social media?
Dr. Frankenstein crap. spinning your blood.
Can we just be normal for a day here?
No, he can't.
Can I have a normal day? No raw milks?
He can't.
No blood transfusions?
He can't. He can't.
I got Tom Brady cloning his dog. Like, can we just be normal for a day?
No, he can't.
It's a weird world.
All right, coming up next.
Freaking
It
weird.
continues to get weird. Today's headlines with Connor Thomas here on 97.5 The Fanatic. On this must-win Monday for the Eagles. presented to us by our friends at local Bryant Home Comfort Team. Visit nopaybryant.com to keep your HVAC in the starting lineup. I'm going to keep calling it that, regardless of what people are trying to tell me on YouTube or text lines. Oh, no, if they lose
or your co-host.
Season's not – well, no, you're kind of there, aren't you?
No, I'm telling you, I'm going to feel terrible. Look, the season is in my mind, is in free fall.
If they lose a third straight week, they're done.
No, the season, I don't believe they're done.
I already
the season's in free
How
fall.
about this? I already think they're done.
Yeah, you already think they're
All
done.
right. If they lose a third straight game.
And there's no getting back on for either one of you, jabronis.
That's fine. I think they're done. There's nothing that I can say. At least they got that.
The rabbit.
They got the rabbit. We got the positivity rabbit.
Positivity rabbit.
We got Braden Mann, always flipping field position, and we got a good defense. Like, that's the three things we have.
There it
Punter,
is.
rabbit, defense.
I do feel like that last one is pretty important, but
It's important, but when you can't put away a team, and because your ground game stinks, and when you lead the league in 3 and outs at a historic clip, again, the Rubes observations that I gave you, this is the worst fourth quarter point differential since Chip Kelly in 2013.
Terrible.
I wasn't just like making a joke when I said that's when his defense was dead, because the defense was on the field all the time, because it was
running to the ground.
First down, touchdown, get down. Try to score as quick as possible. More possessions is better than the time possession battle. That was Chip's belief. Whereas the Eagles' reality is we don't get first downs. We don't have time of possession, and our defense is on the field more often than not. That Bears game in the first half, it was 21-9?
Was terrible.
Time of possession?
Terrible.
And so the defense, even
In
though
the
they
bitter
gave
cold.
yeah, they gave up a bunch of yards. I know they did. But starting the fourth quarter, it was a 10-10 football game. And yet the
10-9.
Eagles offense can't score points. Yeah, 10-9 because of the missed extra point.
Yes.
They can't
Thanks,
score
Jake.
points. And if they can't score points, they're never going to put away a team or come from behind. And the defense can only do so much.
So Zach Berman was one of the people reporting that, that when they asked Saquon about the energy and the sidelines and everything.
Yes.
And he had said how, I think it's awful. And so I put a tweet out yesterday, and I had said, thank you, Saquon, for answering a question honestly. It's not hard to just acknowledge it and make every attempt to correct it. It's admirable. And one of our listeners, Bill Marks,
Hello, Bill.
says, and I don't know if he's related to John, he says, great, this is the narrative all week now when they lose Monday. I hate the media here. I wish it were like Green Bay where they loved their team. They asked Saquon a question. How's the energy around the team on the sideline? How is it during games?
Now
And he goes,
notice.
it's terrible.
Notice he said when, right? Not
Awful.
it, not
and he
if.
goes, yeah, now, this is the narrative all week now when they lose Monday. I hate the media
So we're
here.
the negative ones when he said when they lose Monday.
He's calling for a loss, and he's
It's silly season right now.
It's unbelievable.
We're all silly right now because the Eagles have done this to us. Time now for today's headlines with Connor Thomas.
Today's headlines with the Connor Thomas.
What do we got, the?
it's brought to us by our friends over at Lundy Law. For over 70 years, Lundy Law has been fighting for injured people. If you need them, remember the name Lundy Law, your injury lawyers. Visit LundyLaw.com. That's LundyLaw.com. We got some big stuff to get into. Maybe a little longer discussion on some of this. College football playoff has been announced. The 12 teams are in. If you haven't seen it, Indiana, Ohio State, Georgia, Texas Tech are the top 4. They'll get the byes. And then you have Oregon facing James Madison, Alabama facing Oklahoma, Tulane facing Ole Miss, and Miami facing Texas A&M. Did the committee get it right?
I still believe Notre Dame should have made it. I know
Why?
we did the whole
Miami
head-to-head
beat them
thing.
straight
why
up.
would Notre Dame be in?
Because the last 9 weeks they've been tremendous. I thought Notre Dame should be in it.
So you believe that the head-to-head shouldn't matter?
from August? Yeah, I don't really feel that way.
Two teams are sitting in front of the committee.
One didn't. I got it.
So
what's your
you would say, what's your argument?
I just like the way Notre Dame's been playing down the stretch. That's all.
Well, who did they play?
They play
What's their quality win? They don't have quality wins.
I'm glad you're not on this committee.
Seriously, they beat Notre Dame.
I just feel like Notre Dame should
I
be
just feel
in.
like they should be in it. Look,
Is your middle name Rudy?
I just feel.
Here's what's going to probably change in the long run. I was just talking about this with somebody yesterday. At some point, it's going to just have to be the 12 best teams. Like, we got to, does anyone think James Madison's got a shot?
No.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't think they belong.
Right.
And by the way, that could also screw my Temple Owls someday.
Yeah, sure.
I don't believe they belong. And it should be, if we're having a college football playoff with 12 teams, It should be the 12
best teams in the country.
teams.
Ultimately, right? Like, forget who Notre Dame versus Miami. Like, with all due respect to the Dukes, like, the Dukes should not be.
No, Duke doesn't. Teams like that don't belong.
Tulane should not be in the college football playoffs.
They don't belong.
Like, it's just.
You like the Green Wave?
No, they don't belong.
No, I like the Audubon Green Wave. Found that out recently.
All right.
I just like that's the next step to before they increase it to 16 teams because that's been a talking point. Just do the 12 best teams. We're overthinking this too much.
Yeah, especially with where conferences have gone recently.
It's because we live in a sports world today that is a social welfare sports world, where it's now we got to make everybody feel good about their little conference gets a bid. They don't deserve it.
Yeah,
it doesn't deserve it.
Nobody's going to feel good when they're down 40 at halftime.
Doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, it brings a lot of money to the schools and everything like that. So I do think that
but they don't deserve
They
it.
can have a college football playoff and a NIT.
Let them have a smaller division playoff.
I'm all in favor of that.
That's
Let
what
them
I'm saying.
have
Like
it.
do an NIT where it's the smaller schools, and that's it's like North Dakota State,
Let them have that.
They celebrate their championship
And
in
by
the
the way,
one division AA.
This is two Temple guys, and we would welcome it because our team would be stacked. Our team would be stacked and have a chance to win something.
That'd be nice. What do you got?
All right, we also have somebody in the Baseball Hall of Fame. So the Modern Era Committee, they have all these weird committees that flip around year to year that put in players that aren't on the Baseball Writers Association actual voting. And this year, it was players who did not make it on the actual voting of the writers. A couple of names available: Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Carlos Delgado, Don Mattingly, Dale Murphy, Gary Sheffield, Fernando Valenzuela, and the one that makes it in, Jeff Kent, is now a Baseball Hall of Famer.
It's become the Hall of Good.
He's all-time leader of home runs, second baseman in Major League Baseball history.
And Jeff Biggio's already in.
Then Jimmy Rollins should be in it, right?
Jeff
Because
Biggio's already in.
we're doing the position
Right.
by position thing,
And
right?
Dale Murphy not being in the Hall of Fame is a joke.
Yeah.
Is a joke.
I'm not saying Jeff Kent was a bad baseball player, but like
I heard a guy on Major League Baseball Network the other day, and I'm just going to say this writer should have his stuff revoked. He's like 32, probably. So he never probably even watched Dale Murphy play. He goes, Dale Murphy didn't even hit 400 home runs. He hit 398.
Yeah, he never hit 400. Fair point by that writer.
That's stupid. No, that's freaking stupid.
Is he
It's
right or
just
is he
stupid.
wrong?
A two-time, he didn't even hit 400 home runs. So if he hit two more, the guy would go, oh, yeah, well, then he's in the 400 home run club. Then I'd vote for him. It's the stupidest stuff. It's one of the reasons why I tell you, writers have too much say in the Hall of Fame. Athletes.
Jeff Kent was a good baseball player.
A good baseball player, not a Hall of Famer.
You want to throw the very word in front of it? Sure. Hall of Fame.
How about very good seasons?
Yeah.
Very good seasons. He had some very good seasons.
I don't know. If you lead a position all time in home runs, I would say that's a Hall of Famer. Is that a crazy thing? I don't know.
I don't know if just longevity makes somebody a
17
Makes somebody.
years.
It's great. I mean, it's great to be blessed by good health. That's great. But I didn't watch Jeff Kent and go, man,
Hall
I'm
of
watching an
Famer.
all-time
Right,
great.
right. No, I didn't.
And to me, that's always the standard. Are you watching someone that's an all-time great?
Yeah, I don't see it that way. I know, good player.
Pretty good, yeah.
All right, coming up next, I will give my 3 observations from the rest of the NFL. But before that, sometimes the simple way of looking at life could just make things a lot better for you in the moment. It is Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. All right. Speaking of simple, if you're in love, pop the question. It's a simple way to look at it. And that's what I did. 7 years ago, married for 6 now, I went to Family Company Jewelers, Route 70, Marlton, New Jersey. I went and saw my man Angela. I said, all right, she's the one. I am ready to pop the question. But you know what I'm not ready for? I have no idea what the hell I'm looking for. All I know is rose gold, pear shape. That's all I know. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know anything when it comes to that stuff. Angela walked me through it. And before you know it, he had 5 different rings in front of me. And I realized that one. That is the one that I know she is going to love because I know my wife pretty well. At the time, girlfriend. I knew her pretty well. And so Angela walked me through the process, and here we are, many years later now, happily married with a child. It's beautiful. Maybe you're not ready to pop the question. Maybe you're already married and you're just looking for another great gift. Family Company Jewelers is here for you because they have diamond stud earrings. They have the largest selection of diamonds in the area. They'll make sure that you walk out of that store with a gift that will be shown off all year long. The holidays, we know it can be stressful. You're in a million places at once. Make sure your shopping is stress-free with our friends at Family Company Jewelers. They're simple, they're honest, pressure-free, no sales commissions, no upselling, no games, just real, transparent pricing. Don't wait until the last minute. All right? Trust me. It's where I've gone. It's where I've gotten a lot of great gifts over the years. But the holidays are right around the corner, so get to it now. Get your holiday shopping done and check off your whole list with one stop to Family Company Jewelers, South Jersey's holiday diamond destination, Route 70 in Marlton, New Jersey. We're online at FamilyJewelers.com.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Looking for win number 9. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles are doing that tonight in L.A. as they take on the Chargers on Monday Night Football. Big-time game for the Birds to try and stop a 2-game losing streak. No Jalen Carter or Lane Johnson again tonight in this one, so they're going to be a little short-handed. Justin Herbert, who had hand surgery last week on his non-throwing hand, is expected to play for L.A., but no complete word on him yet, so a lot to keep an eye on as we get closer to game time, including what the Eagles' offense is going to look like. Now, some people have wanted to see a change mid-season, and a perfect person to talk about that is the guy who saw the offense change in 2018 to his benefit, Nick Foles.
Just going back to 2017, we got the bye week, and that's where we figured out, reconfigured the offense to my strengths, and because we did that, I became more comfortable with running the plays we were running, and we built it around myself in the middle of the season.
That via his podcast this season, so there is a way they can change things. We'll see if those changes are in effect tonight at 8:15 p.m. That's kickoff time. We'll be getting you ready all day. Flyers fell 3-2 to the Avalanche yesterday. A strong effort against the best team in hockey. The Flyers are off till tomorrow night. Sixers lost the Lakers 112-108. They're off till Friday as the NBA Cup wraps up. And we got the winter meeting starting in Major League Baseball, so we'll keep you updated on any Phillies news that comes out. This update's brought to you by Super Sure. Do you own a small business? You need to hear this. A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get super short. Not kind of short, not pretty short, but super short. Coming soon. I'm Connor Thomas for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Best Birds coverage. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Sometimes just a simplistic view on things can always make you feel better. So yesterday was my dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Pop. It was a nice day yesterday. Had a couple of his
Salciunas.
had a couple of his good friends over at the house. A little surprise yesterday. It was a good time. And we were talking about the Eagles. Of course. What else is going to come up? And he's like, you do realize like they could win 4 out of their next 5. The only game that's like kind of worrying him is Buffalo. Can they win a shootout?
Sure.
The answer is probably no, because the Eagles can't put up that many points.
Even on that Buffalo defense? Seriously? Come on now.
How'd it look against that Bears defense? I'm just saying.
Buffalo has played a lot worse football than the Eagles have.
All right, fair. But if they go 4-1, he goes, ultimately, my preseason prediction, speaking for my dad here, was 12-5.
Mine was 12-5
And
also.
he goes, if they get to 12-5 as the defending Super Bowl champions, we'll see what happens.
Yes.
That's a good way to look at it.
It is.
It's not how I look at it, but it's a good way to look at it.
No. You've already given up, but
Yeah.
it's okay. I mean, your dad's smarter than you.
Well,
I've seen that in
that's-
action.
With age comes wisdom.
It does, and he raised you, which definitely put a few gray hairs on his head.
Yeah, but I'm a realist, John. That's what people always say.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not a hater.
I love that. I love
I'm not
this.
a hater. I'm a realist.
I'm a realist.
All right. I'll give you my Wawa order before I do my 3.
Yeah, what are you adding?
observations
What are you
for
adding
stuff.
to mine?
All
Which
right.
we don't say what mine was.
No, if you missed it earlier,
You missed it. You can get in tomorrow.
You missed it. We are doing 5 $50 gift cards to Wawa over the course of the week because it's Happy Wawa Days, right,
Oh,
Johnny?
it's gonna be awesome.
Tell us about them a
Yeah,
little
happy
bit.
Wawa Day. So when you go into Wawa, you can see all the Wawa gift cards on display right there near the checkout counter. But you also have all the other big brands that are there too. Hey, one-stop shop. You're going to be in Wawa 2 or 3 times this week anyway. So
Yeah.
I picked up for Santa. Santa gave me the checklist of the in the Christmas stockings. We do the scratch-off lottery tickets, and I was in the Wawa
Nice.
picking them up over the weekend too at the skate park Wawa near my house,
Yeah.
and picked them out this weekend.
Well, I'm going to give you – I really like this item.
What is it?
It's under the breaded chicken strip hoagie tab,
Oh.
the Southern Honey Hot Chicken Sandwich.
Now, I'm telling you, it must be the day of your birth because my daughter will pick a hot chicken,
Bro.
the honey hot.
I tried
Anyway.
it about a month ago. I've probably had like 10 this month. Or in the
Really?
month of November. Yeah.
What's
Honey
it called?
hot.
The holiday whoosy whatty?
The Southern Honey Hot Chicken Sandwich.
By the way, is this a new item?
Yes.
Okay, so they've added this
Yeah.
because I'm telling you, it's the day of your birth. It's
and I
something
usually,
to it.
you don't have to answer this, but I usually add pepper jack cheese to it as well.
No, you don't have to add that.
You don't have to add that, but it's delicious.
So, that sounds fantastic.
It's
though,
great.
by the way.
All right, hit me up with the football music again.
Can you get that in a wrap? I'm sure you can. Oh, good. Wow, that's awesome.
All right, first and foremost, I'm just going to say this now. It is a shame what happened to Daniel Jones.
That was horrible.
It was horrible. Non-contact injury. He's already getting surgery.
That's
And-
horrible.
And that's it. But again, this is our Colts. This is our team. We're fraudulent. Colts lose to the Jags yesterday, 36-19. They were losing even before Daniel Jones got hurt. But
They're
remember,
getting
Daniel
smoked.
Jones, yeah, they were getting smoked. But Daniel Jones is playing through that injury. But the Colts kind of, they're done. Like the Indianapolis, they're not going to win with, what is it, Blake Ripien? Or no,
Riley Leonard.
Where's Blake Ripien at? Is he also with the Colts?
CFL.
Is it Ripien or Rippin?
I thought it was Ripon.
Ripin?
Yeah.
It's not Mark
he is with
Rippin's kid?
Oh, sorry, it's Brett.
It's not Brett Rippin?
He is with the Colts. He was their emergency quarterback.
Okay.
Okay.
But Riley Leonard is the guy that
Okay.
took over for Daniel. They're done. They're not going to win. And it's a shame because they paid the
Boy,
2
they thought-
first-round picks for Sauce Gardner.
They thought they were going to the Super Bowl, and look what happens.
Yeah, so yesterday, I believe, earlier today we talked about how the Chiefs are done. The Colts are also done, and the Jags could win that division. Unless,
The
observation.
Texans are coming, right?
Observation number 2, that Texans defense is dominant. The only thing that's going to hold them back is that defense. It is. Like, C.J. Stroud was just okay yesterday en route to the win. Now against that Chiefs defense, just okay is good enough to win. You saw the Eagles do that against the Chiefs earlier this year. Mahomes threw 3 interceptions yesterday.
See, that's incredible.
That Texans team,
Joe Burrow thought that sucked.
that Texans team will be a very difficult out. Do I think they're going to win anything of note in the playoffs? No, I do not think so. But you do not want to face that defense in round 1 of the playoffs. You just don't.
No.
That Houston Texans defense deservedly got a lot of recognition before the season started. and they've backed it up. And if not for their offense, they'd probably be a much better football team.
Do you think it's the kind of defense, though? Now, the last night it did against a mediocre offense. But do you think that's the kind of defense, too, that travels anywhere?
Yeah,
I would think so.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So you do.
They won't win 3 games, but they can beat anybody once.
Their
Right.
last 3 games. So the Chiefs yesterday, 10 points. The Colts before Daniel Jones got hurt, 16. The Bills, 19. The Bills have put up 30-plus the last 2 weeks. They held them to 19 points.
Wow.
That defense is legit.
That's legit.
That's a really, really good defense.
D'Amico doing a nice job with that. The
And-
offense, though, is just not good.
And lastly, I don't believe in the conspiracy theory, but it's kind of hard to not think that Kevin Stefanski's doing whatever he can to screw over Shedeur Sanders.
Why?
Why is he not on the field for the 2-point conversion at the end there? Now, I don't believe in the conspiracy theory. What I am believing is Kevin Stefanski might be an idiot. You were able to come back. I get it's the Titans. Titans stink. So do the Browns. You're able to come back. You score the touchdown. You're down 2, and you take your quarterback. You're running a gadget play for the 2-point conversion.
Did you ever think that the organization doesn't want to screw up a better draft pick?
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
And that the organization has an agenda?
That's
and
where
that,
my mind went.
And that can benefit Shedeur Sanders in the future? Because they have to like what they're seeing out of Shedeur. You and I are both.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the
You and I
kid.
are both rooting for him to show that he can do something.
But here's the thing: if Kevin Stefanski gets fired after this year, then
Kevin Stefanski-
then what did the doing the division right or the team right by coughing up a game do for them?
Well,
or for him?
Doug
Nothing.
Peterson threw a game at the end of the year,
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
and then it didn't pay off for
Joe
him.
Judge was pissed.
And it
Also-
didn't pay off for him.
If I'm Kevin Stefanski, I could go for a good firing right about now.
I think Kevin
Get me
Stefanski.
out of Cleveland.
I think Kevin Stefanski would have another job.
I think so too. Look, the Deshaun Watson thing completely screwed
Oh
him
my
up.
gosh.
Now he was in favor of it.
Oh
Don't
no,
act
he
like he
was.
wasn't.
Well, no,
He
he
was in
didn't know he
favor
was
of
a.
it.
He didn't know he was a predator.
No, that stuff was coming out before.
No, he did not know that he was a predator like to this degree. I mean, it came after the fact. They had all the details that came out. I mean, there were 5 teams in on Deshaun
Yeah.
Watson. They had the details that came out
Including
after. was
including the
terrible.
Eagles.
Yeah, Howie was in on it.
Including the Eagles. All right. Coming up next, the Eagles were able to sit and watch yesterday. How much help did they get? Is the 1 seed still at play? We'll tell you next. We'll check our text line as well. Is this a must-win game tonight? If you're saying no, I need to hear actual reasoning other than you're just an idiot, Andrew. Please explain to me.
I
willing
like
to say
that
that.
reasoning.
I haven't gotten one yet that has made me say, all right, I haven't gotten one. So good luck. Keep trying. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, the Fanatic. Day 40 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic on a must-win Monday. What do we got on the text line? Are there people telling me that, I'm still crazy for saying it's a must-win game?
Well, we have people disagreeing with you. Yeah, some people do agree as well. So we have a check-in here on the must-win idea for the Philadelphia Eagles against the Chargers. Eric from Virginia says, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a must-win. For the sake of fans' sanity, though, it is.
I think that's the right answer.
But I'm not saying
I think so,
fan
too.
sanity.
It's the right answer. But it's for in a mental sanity case, it is. It doesn't in any way. The LA Rams won a Super Bowl just a few years ago as a 4 seed. It's not true that it's a must win. It's not.
Do you think, with, again, all the drama that we have been hearing about, all the whispers that you get,
Oh, it's not good.
would this locker room handle 3 straight losses?
I think it's going to be. Believe me, it's going to have me teetering on the edge.
So what I'm saying
But I
is,
can't
I'm not
make
just
a
saying the
definitive
sanity
statement.
of me. I don't care. Well, I do care. If they win 3-0 tonight, I will come in here tomorrow complaining that they only scored 3 points. But I would hope that team would say, all right, we won a game. Finally. Let's get back on track. They need to win a football game.
Well,
Forget me.
Hang on. If they're going to have a different reaction to the win and they're going to be excited about it and they're going to feel like mentally we've got this, they still have faith then, even if it's 3-0.
They should still have faith.
Then why is it a must-win?
They're the defending Super Bowl champions. They should have faith.
They
if
should.
they lose a 3rd straight game, you think they're still going to have faith?
Oh no, they're still going to have faith.
Yeah, they're still going to
no,
believe.
but you know what? They're going to have faction faith.
Yeah.
Which is different.
Yeah.
There will be factions of the room because right now, unfortunately, that is a team that appears to have factions as
Already.
we're speaking. Because Saquon is having to speak about the negative energy that's in the room, the negative energy that's on the sidelines, because you have people that are out there for their own agenda. And we know who it is. We know who part of that is. We've seen it. We've talked about it. Double one. If you need to look further in your program, double one. Guys that have their own agendas, guys that are worried about stats.
By the way, that Rams team you mentioned, they lost 3 straight at one point.
They did.
This season. Titans, Niners, bye week Packers, but then they rattled off 5 straight wins.
Mm-hmm.
How many games do the Eagles have left?
They have 5.
Huh. See?
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, but if they
and the
lose-
thing is,
if
and
they
by the
lose
way,
tonight, they
and
only
that
have
Ram-
I get it.
and that Rams team was not a defending Super Bowl champ. They had been in a Super Bowl 2 years before.
But not with the same quarterback.
Yeah, they were with Jimmy G. Jimmy G. the time before.
No, Goff.
Goff the time before. Excuse me.
Jared G. Another
Jared G.
Another JG. Look, if the Eagles lose 3 straight games, I'm telling you, you think there's been complaints coming out of the locker room when they were winning.
No, listen, I'm on your side. I agree with you. I understand why you're calling it a must-win.
mental sanity.
I did as well. But this team is going to go down with the ship. They've already showed you that. They're going to believe until the bitter end whether they lose tonight or win tonight. So objectively, if someone's going to text into the show and say it's not a must-win because they're going to keep trying.
They're right.
But as John said, it'll be the fake belief like 2023.
And that's the key is
When
that we're
Brandon
gonna hit a
Graham's
lot of
telling
that.
us it's just a storm. It's just
Yes.
it's just a little bit of a storm.
Just a little bit.
That storm lasted 7 days and 7 nights.
The problem is that this happened once, and Nick Sirianni survived it. As far as faith's concerned, I don't know that Nick Sirianni he'll survive it as far as to be the coach next year, but he'll be on thin ice from this point. He'll be on thin ice from this point forward in that they're going to have to go find an offensive coordinator. They're going to have to say, you're never hiring again. In other words, it's going to be the trust factor is going to be lost.
Well, that's not thin ice, right? To me, thin ice means in danger of losing his job. He's not remotely close and won't be even if they completely collapse this year.
No, I didn't say this year. I said he would go into next year. They're not firing him.
Oh, I
He
know.
would go into next year. He's going to have to. They're going to have to hire a new offense coordinator,
Patullo's
which he
done.
won't do. And then they're going to say, from that point on, he's going to be on watch. Everything that he does is going to be. If he doesn't turn it around, he absolutely is going to be on thin ice. He's going to be walking around on thin ice.
He's been to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years.
He has
They
been.
could suck this year and next year, and he's still here.
I absolutely do not believe that. Do not believe that in any way, shape, or
Why don't you ask
form.
Doug Peterson that
Doug
question?
Peterson won 1. Nick Sirianni's gone to 2.
I don't believe that in any way, shape, or form. If that was the case, with the way because the collapse of 23, I put it this way. People much more connected than me said that there were conversations about his job status. And that was a year after he had just lost a heartbreaking Super Bowl.
Hey, Jeff he was buying a yacht. Was that the story? Lurie was buying a yacht and he was gone for like 2 weeks, and that's why we had to wait.
They had to wait.
All right. So yesterday, Rams win. They're the 1 seed in the NFC because the Packers beat the Bears.
And I think it's over. I do think it's over.
Yeah, well,
I think the 1 seed.
Mathematically,
the 1 seed. I think the 1 seed dream. No, but even with my math, the 1 seed dream is over.
I don't think it's likely at all. But
okay, listen, how about this
I don't
way?
see this Eagles team rattling off 5 wins.
If the Eagles, how about this? The Rams host the Lions on Sunday. If the Rams beat the Lions, it is absolutely
it's
over.
done. Yeah.
It's over because then they'll be 11-3, even if they lose to the Seahawks to go 11-4. They're at the Falcons. They're home to the Cardinals.
Eagles are not winning out. Okay, they are not winning 5 straight games.
Could they? Maybe. Will they? I doubt.
I'm not going to believe that at all.
I'm not going to believe that's happening either.
But the Packers beating the Bears puts them back on top of the NFC North,
which is
puts
fine
them as the 2 seed.
It's what we wanted to happen.
Yeah, because they play each other one more time in
2 weeks,
and then you want the Bears to win it.
We want the Bears to win that one. But the thing is, this week we want the Packers to lose at the Broncos.
Oh, well, yeah.
We need the Packers to lose at the Broncos. And then we need the Packers to lose at the Bears. So we need the Packers to go from 9-3-1 to 9-5-1. And then the Packers can win their last 2, go 11-5-1. Eagles win 4 out of 5, go 12. They beat them out. So they would have them beaten out. And then you need the Bears to win just 2 of their last 4. They lose to the Lions and they lose to the 49ers.
Right now, if the season ended today, Eagles would play the 49ers. In the first round of the playoffs. I mean, I don't feel like supremely confident in any game, but I would take the Eagles in that game. Like, I would say the Eagles win this football game. It might be like Tampa Bay all over again, 2023, but I would take the Eagles in that football game.
Okay, I'm very surprised at that. Now, here's where you're saying, like, you need to hear from somebody an explanation. I'm just going to sit and listen to you. Explain to me why all of a sudden you're saying that.
I need the Eagles to score points, John.
No, but I'm saying
that.
No, but I'm saying explain to me that why you'd be confident if San Fran was coming in here that they're beating San Fran.
Oh, because I just think they're the better football team, the Eagles.
San Fran is the best team in the NFC against NFC opponents. The best record in the NFC versus NFC opponents of any team. They have the best record of any team.
They've played cupcake schedule this year.
Well, they have the best record in the NFC versus NFC opponents. I mean, they're the best team. They're incredible versus the conference.
Yeah, against the bad teams.
No, they're still doing the conference. They're still 8-2 in the conference. They're going to end up.
I mean,
there are bad teams in the conference.
The Cardinals stink. The Falcons stink. The Giants stink. They have 2 wins where you're going, all right. And it was the Panthers a couple weeks ago, and the Niners back in October.
So in other words, you're telling me 49ers are frauds.
They are the Niners. Who were you saying?
You're saying they're frauds then.
In October, they beat the Rams. October 2nd.
You said Niners.
I'm sorry.
So you're saying the 49ers are frauds?
Yes.
They won at the Rams already this year.
Yeah, on October 2nd.
Okay, now you're doing the Notre Dame Miami thing. It doesn't matter when teams win. They beat them head to head.
I don't believe in the 49ers at all.
For what reason?
Again, their cupcake schedule is why they're 9-4.
Okay, when they beat the Rams head to head and they beat the Rams in their building.
The Panthers beat the Rams. You think the Panthers are some juggernaut?
No, not necessarily, but I think that I'm not getting it is I think you're being very dismissive of them. Very dismissive of the Niners with a coach who knows how to win.
Yeah. They can win a playoff game.
And that would be the game they'd be coming here. I mean, I would worry if it's...
Then we'll really get talking.
I'd worry if it was the 49ers, that bugger. And you know how he puts out towels at the pool. He's a jerk.
Coming up next, as much as the Phillies may drive us crazy, Johnny, and I know you don't want them to spend much money on some players, at least they're willing to do it. I'll explain more coming up next. It's Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A primetime matchup in L.A. I'm Connor Thomas, and it's game day for the Eagles as they head out to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers on Monday Night Football. It'll be a huge game for the Birds trying to snap a 2-game losing streak, but they'll have to do so without Jalen Carter or Lane Johnson, who are both out for the game tonight. Justin Herbert, he's expected to play after undergoing hand surgery on his non-throwing hand early last week. Eagles need to figure out some things offensively, though, and Nick Foles jumped on his own podcast and talked about potential solutions to what's going wrong with the Birds.
I know a lot of fans out there are saying fire Kevin, and I think that's just the wrong decision. I just don't see an answer right now that can step in that situation at this point during the season and turn this thing around.
So, just got to keep trying to figure it out with the guys in place. Kickoff is at 8:15 p.m. tonight. Hopefully, we'll see a better version of the Birds offense. Flyers fell 3-2 to the Avalanche yesterday. They put up a respectable effort against the best team in hockey. They're off until tomorrow night. Sixers lost to the Lakers 112-108 yesterday. LeBron and Luka combined for 60 points. Sixers are off until Friday as the NBA Cup wraps up. And the winter meetings have started in Major League Baseball, so we'll keep an eye on the Phillies and see if there's anything going on with free agency. Maybe Kyle Schwarber signing this week. We'll see. This update is brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. When you need a new water heater, choose one that's built to be the best. Choose Bradford White. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the best Birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
for those of us with sane mind. It is Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
I don't know that you're the bar for that.
Yeah, you're probably right. I am a psychopath.
I agree with you on this one, but John, would you call Andrew the bar for what a sane mind is?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I would not. You know what's funny, though, is that I think in a lot of ways, every single one of us on this show has our own little level of psychosis.
No,
on something.
it's not just this show. If you work in sports talk radio, you're a lunatic.
If you exist on this planet, you're a lunatic.
Well, yeah,
Everybody's crazy.
No, that's true, too. But, like, sports talk hosts are all weird.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we're not
Oh,
kidding.
yes.
I don't think I've ever met a normal sports talk host.
No, there's always something about, well, I think media altogether,
Yeah, we're all weird.
there's always something. But Andrew's, he's unique.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things is
put it
that
that way.
he is, he embraces his uniqueness.
That's such a nice way to say it.
I think, Connor, you are the most normal of the three of us.
I don't know.
Andrew, is that fair?
Yeah, I could see it. You're the most normal.
I have a level temperament, but also
No, I think what?
when we were out for the event
You're the voice of reason, bro.
when we were out for the event on Saturday, my belt broke and my pants almost fell off at the bar. I had to go home. I have weird stuff happen all
you
the
were having a
time.
good time.
No, that was just because I'm an idiot.
You met some.
No, that's not it at all.
All right, coming up, we got our re-rack soon. Here's what we're gonna do. You have the Wawa 5 days of Wawa.
It's happy Wawa days, everybody.
I have 5 days of True Fan tailgate passes to give away.
Oh, that's great,
this week.
too.
So we'll do a Know the Re-Rack. All right, so listen
Okay.
closely. In case you have not been a part of the show before, the Re-Rack is our open. Because that's when you're coming out with the energy, the venom, starting the show. So,
Or the nonsense.
or the nonsense, and some of you may say it is nonsense because I'm going to tell you that it's a must-win game. Know the Re-Rack. Afterward, in the next segment, I'll ask the question for your chance to win a pair of passes to the True Fan tailgate before the Birds take on the Raiders. It's Sunday, December 14th. Johnny, you were at the last one with the Bears. I crashed the party.
It was awesome.
They do such a good job. My buddy Alex was there. He loved the filet sandwich. That's
Alex-
a tremendous item.
Alex, great people.
Yeah,
I'm
awesome
going to
people.
just tell you something, too, is that 31 degrees and sunny
I'll take that.
with not a lot of wind.
Yeah, I don't mind that at
Not
all.
a lot of wind.
That's good tailgate weather.
It is.
See, now that's not bad because not a lot. The last time was the wind.
And it's a good tailgate, period. The True Fan tailgate is the ultimate pregame party
awesome.
with all-inclusive food, drinks, live entertainment appearances from special guests, former players, Sea of Birds fans. I'll be there with you, giving away prizes, getting everyone fired up for the game, plus a portion of all proceeds. If you do not win a ticket, you can always buy them at phillysportstrips.com. Portion of the proceeds go to the Eagles Autism Foundation.
And Tank will, Hollis will.
He'll be there.
He would also, too, make sure that I get a drink when I need a drink. So it's
the
great.
best.
Is that-
Thanks,
By
thanks.
the way, though, I'm just going to give you a little warning. There is a chance, and I mean a chance, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, of some little light chance of some snow.
That's fine.
Sort of like we had. Now, you guys didn't get a lot on Friday night.
No, I saw
We got
it
it Friday
but-
into Saturday, and then Saturday it was snowing. I mean, it was snowing
We got a
out.
dusting by
Yeah, we
my
got-
place in
Out
Fishtown.
in Landview, it was snowing.
That's good work.
We were having some good snow.
Real quick, the Major League Baseball, the reason why the push for the salary cap exists is because if the Detroit Tigers trade Skubal, this is what we're talking about. So there's now reports that that's starting to heat up a little bit. It's not something that has to happen. They have him under control
For one more year?
for one more year.
Okay.
But what did the Angels do? No, we're going to keep Ohtani's going to resign. We know it. We're not going to trade him. And then they just lose him. And I get it. You never want to give up. So then just pay the guy. Unless Skubal hates Detroit and doesn't want to be a Tiger.
They think Yeah, but the thing is, though, you see, that's what you're missing on this story is Skubal's already, through his representatives, already like sort of playing footsie with bigger markets.
Well, because he knows that's where he's going to get his money.
So, of course, so if you're Detroit, why the hell are you not getting rid of him now? They're doing the right thing. They're doing the right thing.
No. They're doing the wrong thing because they're never going to pay.
No,
That's
no.
the wrong thing.
His agent is the one initiating this.
Because his agent is going to try to get more money, which
his agent
the
is-
Tigers will not
if
pay.
he
'cause
wanted
these markets, like when the Guardians owner straight up says, "Yeah, we're not going to re-sign Francisco Lindor because we can't afford him."
But they
like
didn't-
that's horrible.
But they already know when the agent's playing games and already trying to play a lot of big markets are going to be calling for this, then that's
Yeah, a
you
lot of
already
big
know-
markets that have the money
You
or
already
are
know-
willing to pony up.
You already know that they're going to try to price you out of the market, and they're going to play that game against you. You don't want to be there that
And
much,
that's why,
obviously.
That's why baseball needs a salary cap so that we don't have these kinds of games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good players should leverage their position, and good teams
no, I
and
don't blame.
ownership.
I don't blame him for doing it, but
Yeah.
Detroit's doing the right thing
Like, look,
here.
Pittsburgh's already planning on the days without Paul Skeens, and that's going to be,
Right.
what, 2-3 years from now when he goes
no,
to the
he's
Yankees?
like 4 years from now for Skeens.
I'd say the right thing is always signing Tariq Skubal.
No, I see. I don't agree. I don't agree letting the Yankees and all them blow their salary. They don't have the revenues that other cities have.
Yeah, and that's
They don't have
what's
the,
wrong with baseball.
They don't have the ticket No, they don't have the ticket revenues, the local market
And that's
TV
what's
revenues.
wrong with baseball, is what I'm saying. I love the sport, but small market teams can't
Well, that's not a
afford players.
small market, but I mean they don't.
Mid-market teams can't
Right.
afford players.
So it's that, but I mean they're doing
Top players.
But you seem to be getting on them now for doing this.
I agree.
Detroit, right? You're not blaming Detroit.
I would figure out any way to be able to afford him.
There's no way to figure out how to afford it.
Guess what? Beer's $27 now. You
Not
get
until,
Tariq
Right,
Skubal.
right.
not until they know what the system is after the strike and after the lockout. There's no strike, lockout. After
yeah.
they know what that's going to be, and they don't know what it's going to be. So they're doing the right thing. They're going to get a haul for him.
It's wrong. All right. You're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN, WPN, HD1, Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. Tonight's a must-win game, period. Show's over. I'll see you guys tomorrow after the game. And it's not for me, John.
Okay.
It's for them. I mean, at this point, there's been too much drama, as we know. The last 2 weeks have been freaking miserable around here. There have been some more honest quotes from people with Inside NovaCare on the record.
Oh, yeah,
quotes.
they're on, finally.
We'll tell you what Saquon Barkley had to say later on, 10 minutes from now here in the 6 o'clock hour. We got the positivity bunny being blown up inside NovaCare. Like, it's at a point now where they need to just win a football game. Forget the offense needing to look good. I can bitch about it tomorrow. If the Eagles go out there and win 3-0, I can come on the air tomorrow and say, oh, my God, they still can't figure out how to get the ball downfield and score points. But for them, they just need a freaking win. Because if they lose 3 straight games, if they fall to 8-5 and keep the very, very, very little chances of the Cowboys alive, or even start thinking about, man, we're losing the 1 seed, which they might need because nobody's healthy on this football team, and it is still kind of there for the taking, they need to get a win tonight. Mathematically, playoff-wise, no, it's not a must-win game. But for the sake of their sanity and our sanity collectively, they need to win tonight, John.
Can I tell you, Johnny Big Mouth, who was one of the ones who waved the flag and said that I thought the 1 seed was in the bag around 4 weeks ago after the Detroit game. I'm doing the math, and I don't see the 1 seed being alive anymore. Now the only thing I see alive is the 2 seed.
Okay.
I'd love to think that the 1 seed's still alive. I don't see it. Not unless we get some – well, first off, I think to get the 1 seed, you have to sweep. So tonight – so that's let's just do what's in front of us. Win tonight, right? Just go to L.A., win tonight. You're already there. Win tonight. Take care of that business. We'll worry about everything else that is in our path. It looks like the Raiders and the 2 Commander games should be games – if you think you're going to do anything in January, that you should be able to take care of. So there's 3 wins. If you can get tonight's, then all you're worried about is could you go win at Buffalo?
Yeah, last week when we were talking about, our fate for the Eagles the remainder of the season, I said 3-2 at worst. As down as I am. You know how down I am with this team.
I said I thought they'd be 4-1.
3-2 is like at worst for the Eagles because of the schedule ahead of them. And 3-2, to your point, will not get you the 1 seed.
No, I don't think 4-1's going to get you the 1 seed.
Right, you're going to need the Rams to lose 2 of their next 4 games. Doable with the Lions and Seahawks, but are they going to lose back-to-back weeks? I just don't see it.
If the Lions don't cooperate this week, I think the 1 seed is over.
Yep.
And then you just are hoping, but we have a lot of rooting interest. We can get into that later in the week. We have a lot of rooting interest. We got something to worry about tonight. We got a game that we have to worry about tonight, and there is a lot to be concerned about tonight going into this game.
Yeah, I mean, look,
a lot to be worried about.
The Chargers are also 8-4. It's kind of like last week when I asked the question, if the Bears aren't real, then who are the Eagles? I'm sure there's a lot of people that are saying
I'm
the
glad
same
I missed
thing.
that show because I could have learned something that day.
Yeah, you could have.
I didn't learn anything.
I can almost say the exact same thing about this week, right? Like, because I think people are wondering how real the Chargers are because they have all the injuries to their offensive linemen. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
They're right. Like, their quarterback is playing below what a lot of people expect. Sound familiar? Their defense has won them a lot of games this year. Can they keep that up?
Their defense is really strong.
Sound familiar? Like, everything that you say about the Los Angeles Chargers, their flaws, their strengths, their questions, what's real, what's not, you can say the exact same thing, copy paste Eagles. It's the exact same thing. Ground game is what they want to get going. It's the exact same situation.
Yeah, here's the only difference. And this is where I had promise for tonight, and this is again where maybe I'm having misplaced promise, is that there's one difference. There is a team with no pedigree in Los Angeles, and there is a team with complete pedigree that checked in to the lows yesterday. So there's one team that has pedigree. There's one team that doesn't. And the team with pedigree is the Eagles. Show it tonight. Show it.
Pedigree's done nothing for me the last 2 weeks.
No, it hasn't. You're absolutely correct. It has not. But to me,
last week, again, I'm sorry to keep on bringing it up. That Bears game was like, it impacted me big time because that was a gut check. You're at home, short week. A lot of questions about the Eagles after the 2 wins in Lambeau and against the Lions. They lose to the Cowboys, but you go, you know what? Beat the Bears on your home turf and get going. You're playing a bad Bears defense, get the offense going, and they did nothing. Like, that game killed me.
I got asked by Cody in the parking lot yesterday.
What's up, Cody?
Cody in F1 yesterday, not Formula One. F1 at the parking lot yesterday down at the Exmo going into the Flyers. He said yesterday, what was the worst loss? And he wanted to actually know what you guys thought because he didn't agree with my answer.
Bears killed me.
Was the Bears' loss worse than the 49ers' loss in 2023?
No.
I agree with you. Now, that was my answer. He says the Bears' loss is worse because we're the Super Bowl champs and we let it happen to us and we got punched in the mouth by the Bears.
But you didn't get your teeth kicked in. You looked worse than you ever should with the talent you have, but you weren't out of that football game.
And that's what I said. That is my answer. So Cody, he said he'd be listening this morning. Cody works outside too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dude, sorry about it, man.
God bless you.
God bless him. You know what he was doing yesterday? He says he works outside. He works outside every day in the bad things. You know what he was doing yesterday? Him and his buddies were drinking beers out of the back of their car in the freezing cold.
Well, it's because they're used to it.
So, but he goes, man, I have to work outside every day in this.
Connor, when it comes to sanity, obviously not mathematics, but is this a must-win game for the Philadelphia Eagles tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. You can't drop 3 straight. You can't do it. With the other teams doing what they're doing around the NFC, and the Packers win, and the Bears are still a bit of a problem. 49ers have a bit of a path. The NFC West is strong. We're trying to figure out if you're still a viable playoff team. And if you can't go into L.A. and beat a team whose quarterback, I know is his non-throwing hand, literally had hand surgery last week, what are we doing?
Wait a minute. Did you say the Bears are still a little bit of a problem?
Yeah.
I think the Bears are a lot of a problem. You watched Bears-Packers yesterday?
They fought hard. I thought the Packers were going to win that game handily, but
that was a great game.
It went down to the wire.
That was a great game yesterday, and the Bears looked like a team in the first half at one point that were about to get smoked. And they battled hard, man, and they remind me running the football of the 2022 and 2024 Eagles. They run the ball relentlessly, fearlessly. They line up in passing situations and run the football.
Who does the 2025 Eagles rushing offense remind you of?
The 23 Eagles.
I'm not sure. Maybe Marple Newtown?
Yeah, that's what I was
I'm not sure. I haven't seen their rushing attack this year. I don't want to give them the
respect to the 2023 Eagles, Connor.
I haven't seen their rushing attack.
No,
all due respect to Marple Newtown.
The DeMarco Murray Eagles. Let's go with that.
That could be.
That's a good one.
By the way, and then DeMarco Murray left here and ran the ball again.
Yep.
Bastard.
Coming up next, have we made too much of the drama? The media. You guys
the media.
You guys always blow it out of proportion.
Yeah, the media.
Well, one star player told the media that the vibes are awful. We'll tell you who. We'll tell you exactly what they said on this must-win Monday.
Listen to you.
Guys, they better freaking do it. You think I'm down now? Could you imagine if they lost to the Chargers?
Oh, I swear to
who aren't
you.
real, and they have all these injuries. They're the same team.
I got a scratchy throat already. Wait a minute. Let me
It is
call the
Kincade
school nurse.
Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Keen on this must-win Monday for the Philadelphia Eagles. Presented to us by our friends at the local Bryant Home Comfort Team. Visit nopaybryant.com to keep your HVAC in the starting lineup. In a little bit, Connor will give his 3 observations from the rest of the NFL. Also, your order for the Wawa run. And then somebody that will get it all 3 correct, starting with John's, then mine, then Connor's, will win the $50 gift card to Wawa. Happy Wawa Days. But we're also giving away now on the text line. First person to get it right at 610-632-0975. The True Fan Travel tailgate for this upcoming Sunday's game against the Raiders. They're out in L.A. right now.
And they're putting on a great one.
And the Eagles website
I had
mentioning them in it.
I had a scouting report yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
My friends at the Bold and the Beautiful were having a party right next to it.
Oh, how about that?
And I was getting a scouting report.
I would imagine the Eagles party was even better.
And I think it was better. Well, it was much larger. I can tell you that. And they said, man, those Eagles people look crazy, Uncle John.
All right, about a minute
Look crazy.
into the re-rack, you called yourself what? Johnny what? When talking about the 1 seed from a few weeks ago. You called yourself Johnny what? The first person to text that in at 610-632-0975 will win the pair of passes for the True Fan Travel Philly Sports Trips tailgate for this Sunday's game between the Eagles and Raiders. I will be hanging out with you, having a few beers, and hopefully not complaining as much about the Eagles' offense. It all depends on what they do tonight.
Well, the wind's not going to be as bad either.
Right,
that's going to be nice. It's going to be a great day. You're going to have a great time.
That would be
fun.
nice. That would be nice. All right, so Saquon Barkley is the star player of the Philadelphia Eagles that has admitted that things aren't great in terms of the energy. So there was the story that was tweeted out this weekend by a lot of members of the Eagles media of the bunny, the positivity rabbit.
The positivity rabbit.
That is inside the locker room.
Which one of the offensive linemen owns?
So Saquon Barkley's asked, what's the energy like inside? Because it looks like they're having a good time in the locker room. They got the positivity rabbit. Every time they win, we've been told that
they're trying to have a good time.
Right. But Barkley was asked specifically what the vibes and the energy is like on the sideline. During games, honestly, I think it's been awful. I think if you ask anybody, if they're being honest, we'd all agree on that. Most importantly, I think the energy in practice, in walkthroughs, in meetings has been great. Now we got to carry that to a game day. So all the stuff has been great, and now we need to make sure on game day the energy is high and we execute and we make plays. The rest will take care of itself. But he's talking about how during the game, the sideline, it's lacking the energy.
And it was so funny because I really was getting hate tweets from people going, what episode of Hard Knocks did you watch?
Right.
That sideline looked great to me. Oh my gosh, it looked great. Looked like they're really excited. I thought it looked terrible. Looked like where everybody's supposed to be quiet before church. Man, but really, there's no energy. No energy at all.
Because they're so businesslike. I'm telling you, that's what it is.
Shoulders.
We got to play to the standard. We got to play.
Oh my gosh, it looked like slumped shoulders.
At this point, they got to win a freaking football game, which is why tonight's a must-win game for the Eagles. What do we got on the text line, Connor? 610-632-0975.
All right, so we have had some people saying it is not a must-win game, but
we've had more than some.
There are also people who do agree with you, though. Jeff from D.C. says absolutely a must-win, but I'll go one further. I will guarantee a win tonight, and the Birds will run the table and get the 1 seed. So Jeff's still feeling pretty good.
I'll tell you this, Jeff's a guy that I love his energy. I'm going to tell you, I've studied this math.
The math ain't mathin'.
I don't believe the 1 seed's on the table. I really don't.
That is supreme confidence.
I don't believe the 1 seed's on the table because the reason why is the Rams. Now look, if the Rams lose to the Lions on Sunday, I will literally dance around like the Riddler. I mean, because then it happens. Then the door is open. But that one game is going to determine it. If the Lions don't beat the Rams on Sunday, it's over, folks. The dream is over. So I love Jeff's enthusiasm. And Jeff is a guy who does he tends to have a pulse on the vibes. Like he cares about that. So I'm gonna take it for what it's worth. He's like you with that. He's got a handle on that. So there it is.
Look, just saying that they're going to run the table, I don't believe it.
No, I don't. I like right now.
Let alone the one seed thing. I'm just saying winning all 5 games. I don't see it.
I'm going to tell you, when the Eagles going to Buffalo and playing them toe to toe, I just saw the sad sack Bengals do it, and the Bengals suck. The Bengals are a bad football team.
I can't see the Eagles winning.
The Eagles defense is so much better than the Bengals.
I don't see the Eagles winning a shootout.
But they won't be in a shootout because the Bengals defense sucks.
All right, what's a non-shootout? 24 points?
No, it could be like 27-24. Something like that.
Buddy, if the Eagles score 24 points, that's a shootout.
That's a shootout for the Eagles right now.
The Bills' defense is terrible. The Bills are not a good football team.
They are a bad defense. That's why they picked up Darius Slay, and he's refusing to play.
And I don't blame him.
Last time Eagles scored 27 points, we weren't trick-or-treating yet.
Oh, my gosh.
That was against the Giants.
Bad.
They've scored 27 points at least.
What if they score
twice since September?
What's a number tonight that would make you just smile?
24.
24 gets
That's
you smiling?
that's how low I think of this offense.
Wow.
Dude,
That- well,
24 would be the most they scored since October 26th.
I don't think you necessarily win with 24.
15
tonight.
last week, 21 the week before, 16, 10. 24 is a blowout.
You got to get me to a 30. You got to get me to a 30 because
little steps, baby steps.
I'm not sure 24 wins tonight. I got to be honest. Not the way this defense is played.
All right, coming up next, Connor's Wawa order. Your 3 observations from the rest of the NFL. Also, would Nick Foles move on from Kevin Patullo? He's been very critical of the offense for a few weeks now. He was asked about and answered. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, let's talk about your house. It was cold this weekend. During the winter months, you and your family, you're probably spending a little bit more time indoors, right? Yesterday was the surprise birthday party for my old man. And so before that, we decorated the house, made it look nice, baked some cookies, right? We made some food, all kinds of stuff. What you're going to do is when you're inside, you're going to take a look around, and you're going to see some easy do-it-yourself projects like touching up painted walls, cleaning up your windows, installing the dishwasher. But what about sagging or bouncing floors? Musty odors, bugs, pests coming from your crawl space. These things you might not be able to take care of your own, or you just don't want to mess with it. That's why you have the experts come out, experts from Groundworks. It may seem overwhelming to you because maybe you're not taking care of sagging or bouncing floors. I'm not messing around with that kind of stuff, right? I don't need my son crashing through the floor. I'm going to have an expert come out and take care of that. That's why you give them the call. Groundworks certified field inspectors can come on out, explain exactly what's happening, identify your permanent solution, and provide you with a no-pressure quote. They do all of that for free. It's just the job itself you pay for. So if you're ready to fix your crawl space issues, visit groundworks.com for your free inspection now. Groundworks, there's a reason why. They're the trusted local experts.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles prep for prime time. I'm Connor Thomas, and it's game day for the Birds. They head out to L.A. to take on the Chargers on Monday Night Football. Big game for the Eagles, who are trying to stop a 2-game losing streak. No Jalen Carter or Lane Johnson tonight. Justin Herbert is expected to play for L.A. after having surgery on his non-throwing hand last week. We'll keep an eye on that, though. That's not fully confirmed. The Eagles, well, their offense, that's not fully confirmed either. They need to figure some stuff out. So what can they change? Nick Foles talked about what they changed in 2017.
Just going back to 2017, we got the bye week, and that's where we reconfigured the offense to my strengths. And because we did that, I became more comfortable with running the plays we were running. And we built it around myself in the middle of the season.
That via his podcast this season. Maybe the Eagles can make some similar adjustments this year. We'll see if they do it tonight. Kickoff is at 8:15 p.m. We'll be getting you ready all day. Flyers fell 3-2 to the Avalanche yesterday, but put up a respectable effort against the best team in hockey. They're off till tomorrow night. The Sixers lost to the Lakers 112-108 last night. LeBron and Luka combined 60 points for L.A. The Sixers are off till Friday as the NBA Cup wraps up, and the winter meetings are getting going for Major League Baseball. Kyle Schwarber news coming soon. We'll keep an eye on that, too, for the Phils. This update is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. Tullamore Dew. When it's game time, it's Tully time. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the best Birds coverage. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
9:27 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Connor will give his 3 observations from the rest of the NFL. Also, his Wawa order. So why don't we do that now? Johnny, tell us about Happy Wawa Days.
Yeah, go in when you're in your Wawa, and I know you're going to be in 2 or 3 times this week. So stop by. They have the gift card display out there. Mine was quite extensive in Malvern this morning. So there's a quite extensive display. So go in there, get some Amazon or something like that, and some stores and things like that. So go grab yourself some gift cards. Not just Wawa gift cards, but they got them all. Go do it.
Top brands like Visa, Sephora,
yeah, we got a
Roblox.
$50 gift card to give away each day. Andrew and I have each given 1 item that we put on the Wawa order, and Connor's going to add 1 more item right now.
And you said this is a text.
Today is
contest
text. Today is text. A later day this week, we're going to do a YouTube one. We're going to do a call-in one.
Love that. So, Connor, what are you adding? And then the first person to text in the correct order, at 610-632-0975 will win the first $50 gift card.
Well, your 2 items, I'm not going to give it away, but they may leave you a little bit thirsty. So I'm going with a beverage, and we're going to go with the light blue Gatorade.
All right, light blue Gatorade, quality.
That's the best one.
First person to send all 3 in order will win the $50 gift card to Wawa. All right,
there you go.
Nick Foles, he's been very critical of the Eagles' offense. Kind of hard not to. He was asked on his podcast whether or not he believes they should move on from Kevin Patullo, or at least strip him of play calling.
Who he says is a very nice guy. From what he hears.
This was his response.
Absolutely not. I think it'd be the wrong decision. I know a lot of fans out there are, saying fire Kevin and do this or that. And
they were chanting it during the game.
They were chanting it, and I think that's just the wrong decision at this point during the season. And we're going to look at it from a deeper perspective, just not from like an outside looking in. Offense is doing bad. Someone has to pay the price right now. You're going to put your team in a really tough situation because, one, I'm a big believer in you better have an answer before you make a decision. Don't make a decision and then let's try to find an answer. So if you look at the staff right now and who they have, and we did that before we started the show, and I know some people on the staff, and I just don't see an answer right now that can step in that situation at this point during the season and turn this thing around. It takes too much time. You need an off season, and the answer might not be on the staff right now.
Now, fair, right? We've all kind of said we understand, but can it get worse or any better?
Okay,
is the question.
You guys are missing, though, in that bit. Well, first off, you missed somebody, I think, breaking wind in that bit, in that soundbite. Somebody broke wind during it, I think.
I missed it.
But you missed something very obvious in that. That I think it goes like right over everybody's head.
What'd I miss?
That the Eagles have nobody that Nick Foles believes could step in and help. Nick Sirianni is the head coach. He was an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And Nick Foles, who knows people, by the way, who knows everybody in that locker room, who's very well connected, knows everybody, tells you they have nobody. They have nobody qualified to step in and help. That, to me, was the screaming thing about that whole soundbite, is that Nick Foles is like, oh, they have nobody there who can help. That, to me, is what stood out.
Well, and that's kind of what DeCecco's been telling us, right? Like
they have nobody. That is a damning indictment.
Yeah.
But it's not new. The guy gave up play calling, 5 years ago?
Yeah, but he
4 years
can't
ago?
do anything to help? Nothing?
Now, he also said not there, right? So could they bring in an advisor, which they probably should have done
Which
that
they should have
before
done
the
that.
season started. Here he is talking about, old buddy that we all know, Frank Reich.
Honestly, Frank is awesome with ideas. Frank will have a lot of ideas from him being a play caller and a quarterback. He knows how it works. He's done it at the highest level. I think it would be a great asset. And I think the biggest thing is this. You're not bringing in a guy with an ego that's like, oh, I'm going to try. Listen, he's going to go in with the heart of, I just want to help. I want to help Nick out. I love Philadelphia. I won a Super Bowl here as an OC. Let me help this out. Kevin, I relate to you, man. I know what it's like as a play caller when it's not going well, it's all on you.
I don't see why you don't just do it, just to do it at this point.
You know the answer, though. You know this answer.
It would be admitting fault.
Admitting that you brought in a guy who was over his skis.
Yeah, but you can bring in an advisor. They did that with Vic Fangio and Jonathan Gannon back in the day.
They brought him in as just an excerpt because they didn't do that. That's not why they did it, though. They brought in Vic Fangio as the extra advisor because they were trying to line up Vic because they knew Jonathan Gannon was going to get a head coaching job.
And then Johnny G.
And then
stabbed
Johnny
him in
G
the back.
left.
I'm not leaving. He left.
Not going anywhere.
Jerk. All right. Well, that's Nick Foles' thoughts on who could help.
Well,
Frank.
it's just the fact that he says they have nobody. They got nobody. Yeah. That just is such a damning indictment. That's terrible.
All right, Connor, go ahead. Hit us with the football music and your 3 observations from the rest of the NFL.
All right, so we're going to start with a game very near and dear to my heart because it was the Minnesota Vikings playing some football. And let me tell you something. It's not about the Vikings. Washington, bro. Trash can juice at this point. That Washington Commanders team is not good at football. And you have 2 more games against them this year. Those should be 2 victories for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Is Jaden really hurt, do you believe, Connor?
He went into the tent. It would be a weird eye-wash thing to do.
I had it on the sheet.
Wasn't.
I took it off. This is what I was talking about the other day. Like, don't let this kid play. Like, don't let him, like...
Don't do RG3 all over again.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I understand you made the point that it's different ownership, and you're right. It is. But, like...
And Dan Quinn,
you got
gung-ho,
something.
yeah.
You got something, right? Like, Jaden Daniels is a good football player, all right? You got something. Well, they're eliminated. Like, it's not even like they have a chance, like a mathematical chance. What are you doing bringing him back in for vibes going into the offseason?
I guess the thought process is second-year quarterback, still developmental stuff that could be learned. The more opportunity on the field, the better. So if he's healthy, play him. But
and he gets hurt again, then he's seeing ghosts next year. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, I didn't understand when they were saying full participant in practice. I'm like, why? Just put him on ice. So we'll see. Who knows what the actual extent of the injury is? Go ahead, Connor.
Now we had a fun time Saturday, and my weekend was pretty busy. So I missed this game. Can you help me? Did Baltimore win?
No, they did not.
Oh.
Yeah, they didn't.
Oh, interesting.
We haven't heard much from King Kong lately.
Did the Steelers cover?
We're doing covers now?
We haven't had much from for those who may not remember, Connor.
What's our record picks now, buddy?
We may not remember, Connor, for those people who don't remember, that Andrew, while the Ravens had the best odds to win their division.
This is like 2016 Jimmy Graham shifting these goalposts.
The best odds thing, because you guys mocked me. You didn't even know the odds. I just kept on looking at the schedule and saying they're going to win that. Yeah, screw the odds because you didn't even make mention of that. At 1-5, you didn't mention odds. At 1-4, you didn't mention odds. At 1-3, you didn't mention odds. And yet I kept on saying they're going to win the division without looking at FanDuel's or Parks's or DraftKings or whatever. So and now all of a sudden you're dropping the odds.
Well, they had the best odds to win the division. They never changed.
Are they leading the division?
They're not, but they're going to still win it.
Oh, okay. Well, just want to check in.
Just want to check.
Because I missed the game. I'm glad you updated me on what happened.
I just love how you guys all of a sudden, YouTube will back me up. You guys mocked. Oh, you're going to have to wear the hat.
No, we did.
You're going to have to wear the hat.
And you might still be wearing it.
Now all of a sudden you start bringing up odds.
Might still be wearing it. We've been bringing up the odds for a month.
All of a sudden you changed the talking point. You never brought up the odds.
Also a nice win by Mike Tomlin after his home crowd was chanting the fire.
Yes, that's a good point.
We'll wrap up with this. Are the Broncos sneaky the best team in football? I know they played the Raiders. The Raiders are not good, but
the Raiders suck, dude.
That team, you look at their resume a little bit, and I know they don't win. I think their point differential of like all the tight games they play kind of hides the fact that they are a very, very dangerous team in the AFC.
Dangerous? Yeah.
Their defense.
They're dangerous, Connor.
It's the Texans. Their defense is so good that you know you're in every game. Will Bo Nix be like if there's a game where the defense can't keep a team to under 20 points? Will they be able to score?
I don't think it's fair to say they're the Texans. I mean, that's...
No, I'm saying that those defenses.
Yeah.
Can they?
It's like the Eagles. The Eagles. If it's not for the Eagles' defense, the Eagles are a 500 football team this year.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like their defense.
They're 6-6 right now.
Yeah. Their defense is the reason why they're winning the majority of their football games.
If I had to put money on a team coming out of the AFC, I think I would put it on Denver right now.
I mean, their defense is that good.
It is great. It is a great defense, Connor.
They've held teams to, here you go. Here's your last month. 17 against the Raiders, 26 to the Commanders. That was a bad day for them. 19 to the Chiefs, 7 to the Raiders, 15 to the Texans, 24 to the Cowboys, which is good. That's their last month and a half. They're a very good defense.
Pretty darn good team.
Yeah.
They're a really good team.
I've always been a believer.
With a good coach, too.
But the Bo Lever is not what's winning them the games.
Yeah, Bo Lever's
you got to be a D Lever.
Yeah,
like
the D Lever.
That's
it doesn't work as well.
And Connor's always been a D Lever, from what I've been told. He has been.
I don't know what that means.
He's always been.
All right, coming up next, we dive deep into tonight's game. Also, we got to announce our winner for the Wawa $50 gift card. Will the offense finally look better? Doubtful. But that doesn't mean they can't win. It is Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic. .941 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. I know you didn't watch it, or you were just being a jerk, Connor, but in that Steelers-Ravens game,
I watched it.
What did you guys make of the Isaiah Likely incompletion call, where he catches 3 steps, he's in the end zone, right?
Yeah.
So he's in the end zone, 3 steps, and then the guy punches it out.
They messed that call up. That was a catch.
I don't.
That's a catch.
It's confusing because if you toe tap,
no, that's a catch.
Fall to the ground.
He controlled.
And then somebody knocks it out.
He controlled
it's still a
the
catch.
ball.
Right.
He controlled the ball and he tapped his toes. If he had tapped his toes, both feet, that's a catch. That's a touchdown.
It was 3 steps.
That's establishing yourself in the end zone.
Exactly.
Plays over.
Plays
touchdown.
over. That's a touchdown.
like I get it. Like
Now the fan base must be really upset today. They got to be very upset.
Well, I would imagine Baltimore's upset. I've not talked to the cousins.
Have you talked to your?
I have not talked to the cousins.
Are you
yet.
going to your fans? Are you going to are you in the fan base? The rest?
Oh, me and my fellow Ravens fans. I haven't chimed in
because I'm
yet.
sure Bill and his fellow Commanders fans. I'll tell you, the Commanders, by the way, are officially released a statement this morning. I don't know if you saw that, Connor, on social media.
I did not.
Miss this.
They have asked Bill Colarulo to never, ever be on their side again with any kind of off-season prediction because they feel the 3-10 record indicates that it was the unfiltered.
But the quarterback got hurt.
It was the unfiltered kiss of death. And they did notate that even when Jaden Daniels plays, they are a 2-6 football team.
Oh, that's something that people don't point out.
Now, Bill did sing his way to the Super Bowl last year, so 1 out of 2 ain't bad.
So, the Commanders just want no parts of Bill Colarulo. They're asking if he would just stay away from them.
Yeah.
Because they actually want to be able to somehow stick to his own team.
On the likely thing, real quick as well, the Chiefs-Texans game last night, the automatic assist was wrong?
Yeah, dude.
What do we got going on?
It's been weird. The automatic assist has been weird,
Is that
too,
AI?
Because I
What's
don't
happening?
understand how sometimes they are allowed to do it, sometimes they're not allowed to do it. It's weird to me, man.
And then they get it wrong, and then you almost have
And
to
sometimes
challenge
automatic assist is for penalties now.
I don't even understand. I don't understand the criteria of when it's allowed to be used and when not.
Right. I've seen it on penalties. Automatic assist is not a penalty. And I go, well, hold on a second. I've seen other games where the refs have to come together.
And they have to huddle.
Why is one automatic? What happened to the Eagles last week? There was something on Friday where the refs came together and they picked up a flag, and it impacted the Eagles in a bad way. And we're all saying, well, why did that get picked up? What happened to replay assists?
Yeah, I don't know how the NFL
It's weird. It
decides this
changes. It
stuff.
seems like it changes every single week.
Do you think they should be able to review penalty calls?
Certain ones. It can't be whole.
Are you allowed to do that?
I think face masks should be reviewable.
Yes.
Okay, so face masks should be reviewable.
I think horse collars should be reviewable.
See, now you get into this picky stuff to me, and I understand what your point is, but I don't want the game where they're going, okay, I want to review this hold.
Right, no, me
I
neither.
want to review this.
Me neither. You can't.
Holding
because there's a holding on every play, right?
subjective.
But
So where do we draw the line?
you
Objective
can't-
penalties.
I wouldn't do false starts because Lane Johnson jumps almost every single snap. They'll tell you,
so they're not.
They'll tell you that he doesn't.
So we're counting, you're saying horse collar?
Yeah, 15-yard penalties should be reviewable.
Illegal hands to the face.
When I still remember when Miles Sanders was
And do you
returning
have to
kicks.
throw a challenge flag to challenge it?
Yes.
Okay. So it can't be one where they just decide to review it on their own.
No, I would say challenge. When Miles Sanders, remember a couple years ago, he was returning kicks and his helmet
It
literally
was
got
sideways.
Yeah, it was sideways. And I'm like, how did you miss that? That's a 15-yard penalty. 15 yards is a chunk.
It is.
That should be reviewable.
In today's day and age, the way that they kick field goals
Right.
from the other side of the field.
Yeah, I think 15 yards should
Okay.
be
Okay, so
reviewable.
any 15 yards should be, but you have to throw the flag.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
See, I don't like where they step in and just review something.
But they already tried the pass interference, and it was a disaster a few years ago.
It was terrible.
And also just let us hear the conversation. Premier League has a thing where when they
Yeah,
go
that'd
to
be
review,
cool.
you can
What do
hear them talk through it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can hear
So
the
you get to
conversation.
hear the entire thing?
If you're not
What
hiding
did you see
anything,
here? Yeah.
let us hear
now
the process.
are you hearing them back at a not I'm being ignorant on this. Do you hear is it an off-site discussion they're talking with
The
somebody?
actual official on the field is talking back to the booth, and you
So
hear
they're
the
talking
conversation.
to somebody up in the booth that's in the stadium?
Or I don't know where they are, but
Oh, okay, because that's what I
But
was
you hear
wondering.
you hear the conversation.
See, I love that.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were such a footy guy.
I mean, I'm not, but I know of it.
Wow, that's good, Andrew. Good knowledge. of you.
Dark Cloud says
Dark
the Eagles'
Cloud.
offense isn't going to get any better. No, I'm kidding. But that's the dark cloud of my life. Intentional grounding should be reviewed. I agree with that.
oh yeah.
I think so. I
Okay,
think,
you
I
guys
think
are
that's
getting into
fair.
a lot of things that we're reviewing.
We could fix this sport, Johnny.
Yeah, this sport needs help.
You know what you're going to do?
This football thing
We're going to
needs
end up
help.
back with 4-hour and 45-minute games.
More football better than less football.
No, not
All right.
slow-moving football.
Hit us with a text message, and then let's talk a little bit more in depth about tonight's game. Eagles Chargers on this must-win Monday. By the way, congratulations to Bill in Harleysville. He got the first $50 gift card of the week to Wawa. So Bill wins, and Andrew from Newark won the tailgate passes. So we have 4
That's awesome.
$50 Wawa gift cards this week. I now have 4 tailgate passes to give away this week. And you just wait till next week. The holiday giveaways
it's
we
gonna
got
be fun.
going
We'll
on.
tell you all about it later in the
What do we
week.
got on the text line?
Must be Christmas. Johnny in PA checks in. No, not John Kincade. But this text, I think this is the perfect way to look at tonight. They have a positivity rabbit in their locker room. This is a must win, or that rabbit might get it and we might all lose our minds.
Dude, could you? Oh, yeah, I would poke the hole in that rabbit.
Well, it's not the rabbit's fault.
Now, if I had to come back on a flight from L.A., I'm landing at whatever time, and I walk into that NovaCare to pick up my bag, and I see this smiling rabbit at me, I would poke a hole in it.
I'm just waiting for the Chargers social media admin. Like, I can see it in my mind. The
You know
Eagles
it.
lose
It's
this
coming.
game, and
It's
some
coming.
funny tweet
Damn
comes
it.
out.
Oh, it's coming.
And the entire NFL is just making fun of the Eagles.
This isn't bulletin board material for the Chargers. This is bulletin board material for the admin of the Chargers.
But,
yeah.
but if the Eagles win, it is hopping on that plane with the W.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
They already have it. The Eagles plane with bunny ears.
Do I
I
go
pro-
purchase the rabbit today?
But
Not
no,
a real
no.
one. but
I'll tell you this. I've already looked at Amazon. They have tons of
$90 on that.
They have tons of bunny stuff. So, and Rodman can always get us to you know, maybe a discount, group discount. We could do that.
All right, so earlier in the show,
Sean's gonna
that poor kid.
take us out.
earlier in the show, I don't even know how. Didn't I say if didn't
You
somebody
said it.
Yeah, somebody asked if there was a furry at the station, who it would be, and I was like, Rodman. I can't.
You ruined his life with a
And then
throwaway
YouTube
mention.
and then YouTube ran with it. Sorry, Sean. I said it earlier in the show. If you put pedigree aside, these two teams are the same. Questions about the quarterback. The offensive line's in shambles. They rely on their ground game first. They have good tight ends, right? Gadsden for the Chargers and Dallas Goedert for the Eagles. The defenses have won them the majority of their football games this year. And their head coaches are hotheads. That's another one I'll add to it, the hardball factor. These teams are exactly the same. But to your point, John, the Eagles have the pedigree. Now, to me, pedigree has meant squat the last month of the season that we've seen. It has meant squat. So it's going to be a very the over-under is 41.5. I said take the under. I stand by it. I don't see a lot of points being scored. And both teams are just going to want to run the football. We might be bored by the end of this one.
That's a weird line on the points.
It's
I mean,
low. It's low.
I get it, but like on paper, that makes
The Eagles
no
are missing
sense.
Jalen Carter, so you know they're just going to run up the middle. They're also not going to have Justin Herbert at risk because of the hands.
So what's your call?
Under in the score, 41.
But what's the call in the game? What's your score?
Oh, I still think the Eagles win.
Okay, what's the score?
Let's see. Let me do the math here. 20-17, something ugly like
Okay.
that. They got Cameron, the Dicker kicker, man. He's pretty good.
He has, by the way, he's got like billboards all over town. He's like a rock star.
You know, he kicks 2 field goals, so I can't go 17. I'll go like 20-16.
Okay.
The Eagles.
It's the over. The Eagles are going to win 27-23. The Eagles are not going to come back to win this game. The Eagles are going to be in control of this game.
And they'll actually put it away for once?
And the Eagles will choke out the Chargers. Chargers are going to get a late score to make it 27-23.
Man, it sounds like your Bears prediction. Late score.
It does, but again, I'm 63% against the spread. So even though you can point to a Bears prediction being wrong,
Hey,
the majority of my predictions.
You're talking to the guy that went 4-0.
The majority of my and you're 48% on the season, I believe. Stick with the guy who's had a good read all year long.
You're talking to the
against the
defending
spread.
champion.
I know it.
Connor, what are you thinking about tonight's game?
I am going Chargers 24, Eagles 20.
All right.
Wow.
3 straight
So you're
losses for the
misery.
Eagles.
You're seeing misery tomorrow.
On a must-win. Look, I don't. I'm not upset with your prediction.
No. I mean, I understand it.
My reason for picking the Eagles over the Cowboys a few weeks ago was because they had to win.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way the offense continues to be this bad, right? Like, my prediction 2 weeks ago had nothing to do with actual football. It was just it has to change, right? Like, it has to.
And by the way, we can't do that after 2023. We can't do that.
No, especially after the Bears loss at home. So I don't think you're crazy. I'm kind of going back to that logic though. Like they gotta win at some point.
Okay,
Must-win game.
If I was to say to you tonight, and this is a good one from one of our listeners, So Lawrence sends this along, and it's almost something similar to what I had on our post-show headlines. If tonight on the group text during the game, we are saying to each other, "Wow, wow," are we saying it wow because of a negative the way the game's going, or positive because of the way the game?
Well, my phone would not be working if it was a negative because it would be out a window. So positive.
Yeah.
I say wow, we will be saying positive.
I don't think we'd be
If we saw
surprised by the negative.
Wow, we would say, but no. If we're saying wow tonight, I believe it's going to be because if we lose tonight, I think it's going to be because it's tight. It's going to be a tight loss. I don't think it's going to be a.
No,
I think it's going to be like a Bears
out.
loss.
I mean,
I think it's going to be like a Bears loss. I think it's going to be one of those things where we go, "Oh my gosh, they had 6 chances to win this game and they didn't do it."
Yeah, the path to victory is their offensive line is god-awful. And even without Jalen Carter, you should be in Justin Herbert's grill.
You better.
From the start. That's how you win tonight's game. It's probably the only way.
Look, if they can make him uncomfortable early, that helps them out in the long run because the Chargers, again, they're going to want to do whatever they can to protect him.
One of our offensive linemen to be the proactive player of the game for get in Justin Herbert's face all night long tonight. Get after him.
Proactive player.
Hey.
Tough acting.
Hey, H&H Heating and Air Conditioning made a donation to the AACR, and you can too, the American Association for Cancer Research. Do it today. Go to 975thefanatic.com/AACR because I'm living proof that cancer research saves lives.
Damn right you are, Johnny.
And let's a lack of sleep tonight for a good reason.
I would
Big win tonight.
Yeah, I would hope so. By the way, Marion Hampton back for the Chargers tonight. First time in 2 months. The talented running back out of North Carolina, right? He went to UNC? Yeah, he was a Tar Heel.
Tar Heel.
We'll see. Look, Moro Ojomo and Jordan Davis and Ty Robinson have a big test today. They do. They have a big test today.
Jordan Davis talked big about they're ready for it.
Yes, he did. Dude, it was ever since he said the Broad Street Bullies. It's going downhill.
They're getting Broad Street bullied.
All right, everybody have a great rest of your day. Middays with Marks coming up next. Hopefully tomorrow is a more friendly-spirited day.